8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Nah, I'm fucking with y'all. It's Halloween season, but still. Anyways, no cooldowns back, y'all. What's good, everybody? Hope y'all are doing well. Episode 43. Oh my gosh. I feel like it's been a long time since I've seen people's faces or ears or digital presence, I guess. I don't know how I can, send you through there. Just call it the force or whatever. But anyways, I'm that man, Tripp. I'm glad to be back in the no cooldown seat, the no cooldown room. And of course, we're here with the podcast part in crime. You know what I'm saying? When busy, how are you doing this week, bro? What's going on?
I don't think I've ever hit levels of stress than I've hit in like the past couple of weeks, but we're getting real close to being past that, which is great. It's great. But we're here. I'm actually really excited because it's like the first time I think I've streamed in like 2 weeks. So I'm actually excited to be here to talk about games.
Bro, I just like I slightly might have gotten drugged by just one day of just rest. The one day of rest was just like, here, just sit down, bro. Sit down, bro. And I was just out. I ended up not streaming and doing much stuff besides no cooldown for like a good 2 to 3 weeks. I've been out the loop, man. So this is kind of like, again, me, me and you kind of warming up, getting back into it just a little bit, dipping the toe. You know what I'm saying? But the motto remains the same. Make sure you rate the shit 5 stars. You know what I'm saying? Just could be coming back, you know what I'm saying, a little bit fresh. Don't mean this ain't nothing to mess with right now. So make sure you rate this 5 stars on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Search up No Cooldown. We're also on Stitcher, Google Podcasts, and of course Anchor. So you can check us out. Just search No Cooldown. We'll be right there. Make sure you check out all the video versions at Wotaku channel on YouTube. That's WOTAKU channel. And yeah, get tapped in, man. Get tapped in. We're about to ramp up for the rest of the year a little bit, man. Y'all watch out. But we got a few stories to catch up on because there's been a good amount of stuff that we've missed over the past week and a half. Got a few stories in the warm up, and then we'll get right into the main stuff. When I haven't been a minute. I said, is he ready? You ready?
I'm still born ready.
Let's get to it then. Let's get to it. So all right, first one in the warm up. This was actually a pretty funny story that I caught. So apparently in the Xbox game store, like somebody noticed like just a funny like little minute difference in a certain game page that they were on. So somebody posted it on Twitter and everything, but basically it was a screenshot of NBA 2K23, but it looked different. Like there was like a one space that was missing, or it looked like it looked like a troll account or something like that. And people ended up actually buying that version, but when they opened up the game, they saw some like super low budget, some flash game. Like it was literally like a Far Cry. It wasn't even a PS2 version. Like it was some Newgrounds type game that people just automatically bought for like $10, and when it wasn't on sale, $60. So it just matched what 2K23 was. So they've been swindled. They were swindled, and a lot of people's in the comments mad, like, bro, if I ever find you, it's done. It's a wrap for you, bro. How do you feel about this hoodwinking on Xbox Game Store?
It's really funny because like I don't know how the words "end basketball" get past you guys.
You see what I'm saying? Like, did you not read the front of it?
That's
like, bro,
that's insane. I don't know, man. I've never been so quick. Like, I understand being a 2K fan, but like there's no way you were clicking to buy 2K that fast that you didn't notice. There is absolutely no way. It makes zero sense.
They closed their eyes when they saw the game store. I know where it is.
Like
they started clicking buttons, bro.
That's hilarious.
That joint is that's literally insane, bro. If you're one of the victims of the fake 2K scandal that's going on, I just want to sincerely say that 90% of it was probably your own fault. I'm not gonna lie. 90% of this population, that was your own damn fault. You should have read the fine print. Did you not see the screenshot next to it?
Yeah.
Did you not see the regular, like the dead ass, the Tory Bash ass animations out there, bro? Come on now, man. Like, please buy at your own risk. You know what you signed up for if you look hard enough, man. Just look at it, son. Just look at it.
Just read the fine print. It's not even the fine print. Read the print. Read something.
Look at the 144p picture in the gallery on the Xbox Game Store. Do you not see that trash ass coin? Come on, man. Listen, bro. That dude eating well right now. That's all I know. The dude that made that joint.
For sure.
Anyway. Fact. Anyways, let's keep it pushing on to another quick story in the warm up. So we got word earlier today, actually, from CD Projekt Red that the previously codenamed Project Canis Majoris has been revealed to be the official remake of the very first Witcher game, which is set to be rebuilt from the ground up in Unreal Engine 5. The project is going to be made in collaboration with Fool's Theory Studio, which has some veterans from the Witcher series and its staff, and they've been given full creative provision. So of course, Project Red's going to be watching over them as they do it. Of course, still a long time away, and we have not seen anything from the first Witcher since 2007. So that's going to get a whole full scale remake. How do you feel about this one?
I think it's pretty sick. I actually tried to get into Witcher 1 and 2 before I played 3 because my friend was really pushing me to play Witcher 3. So I bought 1 and 2, and I couldn't get into them because they were so old. I just wasn't a big fan of it. I had I don't even remember what I had at the time. I think I had a really crappy laptop, and I was like, let me see if I can run Witcher 2 on it. And it ran pretty okay, but it wasn't good enough for me to play it. I hope that this I hope that this is rebuilt from the ground up. They add some quests, they add some extra content, make it look real nice, and do the same, give 2 the same treatment, because I feel like that game is also one that I heard a lot of good things about that people might have missed. Because to me, Witcher 3 is still probably one of the top 10 games of all time. So it's I would love to see the whole franchise get the Witcher 3 treatment. And I could see a lot of people buying it because Witcher 3 was amazing. Why wouldn't you want to play the first 2 in the series at the same kind of quality? So I'm excited to see this.
Facts. Now I agree. And the craziest thing is about, again, I'm pretty sure the majority of people now have gotten that same kind of path into the Witcher series where it's oh yeah, if you read the books, cool. You know what I'm saying? You don't really got to play 1 and 2, not really somewhat connected. You don't got to play it for the gameplay. There's some things here and there, but it's a completely different story. Just go play 3. That's how I got, introduced into it too. Because somebody told me, hey, you can just go play 3. But I actually had Witcher 2 Assassins of Kings, or whatever the name was. I think that was Assassins of Kings.
Yeah, I think it's something like that.
360. Yeah, it was a free game on 360. I remember playing the start of it, and I was like, this is actually kind of interesting. I could get into it. I stopped, and I never really came back because people were like, you just play Witcher 3, bro. Just play Witcher 3, whatever. It's fine. Whenever it came through, I'm just whenever Witcher 3 got that success, I always thought about, okay, if this is so good, why don't people talk about Witcher 2 that much? And that's kind of beside the point of the original Witcher, but I'm glad that they're doing this. Let me make this statement very, very clear. The original Witcher from 2007 is getting a full-scale remake from the ground up in a brand new engine, you know what I'm saying, revolutionize the entire look of it from what you know. That qualifies as an actual remake, not something from 2 years ago that, that literally was in the console generation before. Not even 4 years. I don't want to point no fingers at nobody, Sony, but it's just crazy that we could let's just make sure we have fine definitions of what qualifies as a remake and remaster or not, man. I just think we need those brackets. You know what I'm saying? CD Projekt Red, I think y'all doing a good thing right here. It's more than enough time since that first game came out. So I'm excited, man. I'm excited. And again, Witcher's always been a good brand. They've always built forward, and it looks like they're really trying to just have a full swing with that stuff with Canis Majoris, with all the other stuff that they have going on. So I'm excited to do it. Honestly, I'm gonna dip into it whenever it comes through. So solid stuff.
Yeah, it's definitely something to keep an eye on.
Yeah. And the last little tidbit from the warm up, I just wanted to cry about this for a good 30 seconds, but the last thing I wanted to see, more trouble. Because the director of the Splinter Cell remake project, he's left the company. Recruitment has actively been going on for a replacement director and new writers to modernize the story for today's audiences. You know what? When can you ask the question that's on the notes for me? Can you just ask that question?
How badly do you want to cry right now, Tripp?
Very badly. Thank you so much for asking that question, man. I appreciate your caring, bruh. I want to cry very, very badly right now, bro. Ubisoft, if you fuck this up, bro, just give it the Blade treatment. At this point, I remember episodes before. I will say this. I will come on a record and say I wanted to know what was going on. At this point, don't until you guys have definitive writer, director, all this stuff. Don't say shit about this game, bro. Don't say shit about Splinter Cell. Don't say shit about Splinter Cell in its entirety, in perpetuity, until you find a director. I don't care if you release a new skin on Fortnite. I don't care if you're doing this, that, and the third on every other game franchise, new TV show. I don't care. Until you have a new director and a solid direction, a solid base to work off for this game, don't say nothing about Splinter Cell. Keep it out your mouth. Talk about rabbits. Talk about rabbits. Sad day. Sad fucking day.
It's crazy because I was literally this weekend. Me and Panda we played and beat Stray, but like before we played Stray, I had Rayman on my PlayStation, so I was playing that while the game downloaded. I'm like, man, what a great game! Why haven't we have another Rayman? And then I remembered I booted it up and it said Ubisoft. I'm like, oh right, they don't care about their old IPs. I forgot.
Not giving a fuck, bro.
Not.
Oh my gosh, I'm about to. Anyways, let's get into the main stories before I just absolutely have a breakdown right now. Let's start off with some heat, man. We finally got to the point. I can ask when the question. I can ask when the real hard-hitting topic on what's going on, because this past week, Konami set the signal up, man. They were having a Silent Hill presentation, man. They updated the whole world on what's going on with the franchise, with all the IP stuff. After years of just blank, dead silence, you know what I'm saying, speculation, they came through with a quick broadcast, and they revealed several big announcements, including Silent Hill Townfall, which is a brand new game developed in conjunction with Annapurna Interactive and No Code Studios. Silent Hill Ascension, which is an interactive streaming series where fans can make decisions together, coming in 2023. Silent Hill F, a brand new story based in 1960 Japan, being developed by Neoboards Entertainment, which also the developers of Reverse in Resident Evil. And the last one and the biggest one, the official reveal of the Silent Hill 2 remake developed by Bloober Team as a PS5 console exclusive, but it's also on Steam as well, with Silent Hill veterans Masahiro Ito and Akira Yamaoka returning for art and music duties respectively. How are you feeling? Silent Hill coming back through. How do you feel, man?
Bro, it's annoying. So like, I thought I was safe. I thought I was safe because I was like, oh, Kojima's not involved. And I'm a Kojima fan. If it was Kojima, I would have bought it day one. But I was like, I don't got to worry about it. But then I beat Stray, and I see that Annapurna has some their hands. Yeah, they got their hands in this. I can't ignore that. So I'm going to have to play Silent Hill Townfall, which sucks. It really does. But what's really annoying about the whole thing is like, if I'm gonna play Silent Hill, I might as well play the remake, because it's gonna be there as well. So I'm like, okay, I guess. So here we are. I gotta play Silent Hill games. I'm probably gonna play Callisto Protocol, and I'm probably gonna play Dead Space. I'm officially now a horror streamer, and I think I hate that for myself. It's not fun.
I'm gonna give you the Hail Mary one time, boy. You about to go through it. Son. I'm telling you. Real quick, I'll add my blurb in really quickly. I'm not the biggest fan of Silent Hill franchise and stuff like that, but I will say from a new view standpoint, the remake looks fucking immaculate.
Yes, sir.
The remake looks ridiculously sharp, bruh. Like they were dropping threads on how all the visual stuff that was going into it. Even the ring on bro's like finger, like they saw the ring mark when he took it off and stuff. Like, yeah. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. Like, Chance Rapper Simulator is gonna go crazy. It looks ridiculous. Like, it's gonna go. I think it's actually gonna go look insane. And of course, you've seen the classic enemies and stuff like what's it called, Pyramid Head and stuff like that was in there. Like, it's going to be an experience. I'll tell you that. Now, whether I watch it or somebody buys it for me, that's cool. I'm not buying this on my own volition. I'm serious on this one. I know I said bullshit on the Elden Ring one, but that was because I was hating on Elden Ring. But that's beside the point. But this shit right here, this horror shit, listen, this horror stuff, y'all can keep it. Unless y'all buying it for me, I can keep it. But I will say I was the most intrigued by Silent Hill F. I'm not gonna lie. The visual stuff in that little trailer, and for like a bit of what we were getting, I'm like, yo, this might, to me visually, it looked a little bit crazier in concept than Silent Hill, but maybe I'm just a buff for like the Japanese stuff, and it was in the 60s, blah blah blah. Just the premise of it. I can't wait to see what gameplay looks like for that one, honestly. And I believe there was a prominent writer who was on the Silent Hill F story as well. I can't remember the name. It was somebody 07. It was something 07. But he's also gonna be involved in that. And I'm just like, listen, they might be cooking with some fire here, bro. The horror genre's back. The horror genre is really back.
Yeah, it's interesting. I'm definitely looking out for this. What's the only thing that I'm scared about is like, when was the last major AAA Konami release? Yeah. We're charting. We haven't seen a next gen Konami game in a minute. Like, they've made like smaller games, like the Nintendo games, or like side scrollers. Like, I think the last game that they might have made was that one side scroller we talked about. I cannot remember the name of it, but it looked really sick. Let me see if I can find the
I'm
name.
trying to look.
Uh,
eFootball doesn't count. That joint
yeah,
ass. Metal Gear Survive. That
it's
was
called
ass.
Getsu Fumaden. It's like
Oh, okay.
and
Hold on.
maybe a phone game. Like they've only really made like Castlevania remake collections. Like it's kind
Yeah,
of nuts.
yeah. No, you're right. Outside of again like sports and Pez, like they haven't done anything in
Think,
too super out there. But I mean, listen,
fingers
there's a lot
crossed.
of resources they put behind this, man. I'm just saying, fingers crossed. It seems like they're really trying to, they're pouring a lot into the Silent Hill brand. You know what I'm saying? They're
Yeah,
pouring a whole lot. They're not doing this for no reason. Of course, what's it called? The director, what was it, Christopher Gans or Christoph Gans, who worked on the Silent Hill movies. They're probably gonna come out with another movie, so there's gonna be that coordination between that. So I would believe that they're not going to half-ass this, because if they do, they're going to get murdered. They're going to
yeah.
get murdered by the fans. You already know what time it is. So I honestly think, again, with that and the level of how PlayStation, of course, they had got their fingers all over the exclusive for a year, or probably exclusive for a few years type deal. They're gonna put a lot of effort towards it. So we'll see how it turns out. But I'm interested. I'll say I'm interested, bro.
Yeah, I too am very interested. We're just gonna have to, we're gonna have to see. I think that they have something good. They have something good here. Let's just hope that this doesn't turn into what Metal Gear Solid turned into.
Nah, let's not mention that one. Let's leave that one on the back burner. He said, let's move on to the next story, man. All right, we got an interesting rumor sprouting up here that Bungie is actually lining up a brand new game, but one that's going to be outside of the Destiny universe. So again, there's been some murmurs that have stated that Bungie are set to revive their 90s sci-fi FPS IP Marathon, with a fresh PvP take in that universe. They've had intentions to release a non-Destiny game for a little while now, and it could be, that missing piece in the equation from Halo's creators. It could be something in the Marathon universe. It's been almost 8 years, almost 8 years since they've released anything non-Destiny. So I mean, how are we feeling about that? Another space take, another space PvP?
I kind of hope it's not PvP. I actually really enjoyed Destiny's PvE. I hope it's something not PvP. Maybe something like co-op or in that area. Like what I'm thinking is kind of like, imagine if Halo was made by a different company. Like they can't use Halo, but we want to do something Halo-esque. I think that would be sick. Maybe a multiplayer mode. I don't know if they're really good at shooters and sci-fi. Maybe they might be leaning something not FPS though. Like maybe they might be leaning something because I know Destiny has had a bunch of like melee weapons added in the years that it's been out. So maybe they want to lean something towards there. I don't know where they could go, honestly. I can't imagine. Like I was introduced to Bungie via Destiny. I wasn't a Halo kid. So to me, Bungie doing anything out of Destiny is like wild. And it's also something that they've been doing for like a decade now. So I'm excited to see what they have in store, honestly. I would have loved for this to have been a Destiny single player campaign, something on along the Doom Eternal route, where they like explore some of these stories in the lore of Destiny. But honestly, I think that they have it in them, especially if it's not something that's like live service. I think that this could be a solid game.
No, 100%. And again, I had to do the research and look back, and it's like the Marathon was like, again, like mid 90s, the PC shooters, like it was a Doom shooter, basically the same type of, like, again, it's just sci-fi premise, just on that, just without the demons and stuff like that. But it was in that vein, and again, it had the whole Bungie imprint on it before Halo was even a thing. So to go that far back, I think it's a clearing for them. It sounds like the clearing for them. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like in the genre now, maybe in terms of FPSs, they can make a way. They can make a way to kind of snake their way into that and still be kind of fresh and apply, pretty fresh concepts to their universe and stuff, and find a way to break apart from the mold. Cause I mean, right now, we're kind of turning back to modern shooters and FPSs, right? Like we're, you know what I'm saying? Like for right now, aside from like maybe an Apex and stuff like that, like, which is kind of futuristic, kind of still tied in, like, some years in the future. You could see some ties, not like completely like in like an Infinite Warfare or some shit like that.
Right.
So I think there's enough room for them to make it happen. And again, Bungie are good with FPSs. It's just what they do. They've been doing it for literally decades. So I'm interested to see this take. I'm really interested to see this take. And hopefully this is something that comes to pass. You know what I'm saying? I haven't been somebody that's been as active in the Destiny universe since Destiny 1. So I got respect for Bungie. You know what I'm saying? I was a Halo kid, so seeing them, seeing them kind of go another direction in the PvP space is something I'm definitely interested in, man.
Yeah.
Hopefully something comes of it though. Hopefully something comes of it.
Fingers crossed, man. Fingers crossed.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Take that with a grain of salt, but of course, hopefully something like that comes through. And on to the next story here. Seemingly out of nowhere this week. I don't know if you peeped it, but TikTok launched their post program. Basically, it just states where creators with over 100K followers will receive a 50-50 split of any ad revenue from TikTok, as brands are going to start putting, ads on the service. And then 4% of the highest performing TikToks each day will get that ad designation. So you get 50-50 split of those ads if you're going to be as high performing enough. So with YouTube, they were already kind of ready to announce their monetization of shorts early next year. I mean, could this be a little bit of a power play type stuff? What are we trying to get into, man? What's TikTok on?
Yo, TikTok's Twitch and YouTube are like in an unannounced race. They're kind of all doing similar things. They're all doing their own things similarly. It's an interesting area to be in right now. So TikTok, this is great for creators. We love competition. The thing is that like one thing that I've noticed a lot, that I've heard a lot from my friends who are on TikTok now, is that like their creator, like this is great for creators to get paid, but like people can still get banned for no reason. Like people can still get fake reported, and like TikTok will take down the creator before looking into the problem. And that's something that like, even though this is great, if you hit 100K and you get some haters, this might go down the drain for you, But all in all, I think that they're just trying to keep up with YouTube. They're trying to stay ahead of the game because they blew social media out of the water, and the only way they can stay ahead is by continuing to innovate and continuing to keep their creators happy. Because as we all know, remember how Snapchat was super awesome because of stories, then Instagram just took stories away, took stories, and now where's Snapchat at now? Exactly. Right. Nobody's really using it anymore. Like that's the thing, is that like I think TikTok is just trying to stay ahead of the curve.
No, I 100% agree with you. Again, like we didn't hear about this from the week before, and then next week it was just fully out and open, just like this. They just made like, oh yeah, now it's in beta. It's right here. Come grab it today. Like, nigga, what do you mean? Like, nah, we know 100%. YouTube has been gaining so much ground in almost every avenue of content creation, so to speak, that now other platforms that had some type of marginal lead, they got to start doing things to maintain their share in the market, maintain their share of creators that are on their platform. They want to tie them down. They want to make sure that they stay on the platform. This is a way to do it. 100% a way to do it. And with more of, these programs and these services thinking what are ways we can, incentivize these people to stay here instead of go to there because YouTube Shorts going crazy. Reels might do something next week. That only enables us to eat further as creators. That only enables us to, again, touch more of a bag, get more of a spread in terms of content that we do. So this is good stuff. This is good stuff. I'm really interested to see how consistent that top 4 performing percent would be, and what are the metrics that are there. Is it with engagement fully? Is it with just views? I'm wondering to see how, when you get past that 100K threshold, how that ad kind of designation and rating goes for TikToks and whatnot. Is it across all categories? Is it category specific? So, everybody will get ad share in gaming. Everybody in fashion will get one. I'm very interested to see how the breakdown will be, but on face value, this looks like a really good idea. I think this actually looks like a really good idea, and it's going to incentivize creators to make more stuff, to garner more support, to potentially pull to other platforms. Listen, we want to make a crazy ass TikTok that does, does whatever. Since we're past 100K, that could potentially net us crazy money if it's a 50-50 split. So whatever crazy stuff, a crazy ass number that ads put up. So, I'm very interested. I'm very interested to see what's going on. This is good for us. We're eating at the end of the day because they're forced to make a move.
For sure. And if you're somebody right now who is a content creator and you're not putting up TikToks, you are wasting time. Throw those bad boys up there. If they flop, they flop. But at least you did everything in your power to eat. Because I'm telling you, going live on TikTok, when you're going live on stream, like all these things are going to help you. Like this is the time you want to jump in the ship now, because once this little race between Twitch, YouTube, and TikTok ends, it's going to go back to undercutting the creators. So you want to blow up and take advantage of this wave right now, because you never know when the good days will end.
Facts. Get a good seat in the house before they close the front doors in this hole. Honestly,
Exactly.
Since I'm getting back up to game speed, I'm about to start bombing TikToks
Yes,
out. Y'all
sir.
think it's a game? I'm about to say I'm about to start 8 different new TikToks. This shit is a game.
That's the only thing I've been doing since my hiatus. Like I've only been doing TikToks.
Yeah.
Mind you, all my TikToks are just arguing with people who don't know what they're talking about. But hey,
But still,
it's something.
still
It's content.
baby. A win is a win.
A win is a win.
A win is a win. It is what it is, man. But yeah, shout out to TikTok for dropping that. And long may the competition continue. Tink. Anyways, moving on to the next piece of news. As reported by Tom Warren on The Verge, Microsoft is set to build an entire mobile storefront to sell direct to the mobile gaming market. So we had this whole full report within the Competitions and Markets Authority of the UK that Microsoft submitted, and they basically just revealed the plans and motivations to build out the next generation mobile storefront and start to build foundations on an expanded mobile gaming presence for the years to come, with potentially a mobile gaming platform in the cards. So kind of laying it all on the line, put it on the table. Microsoft, they want some skin in the mobile game. How you feel about that?
Whoosh. Man, I might just have to one day I might have to just buy a phone and get into mobile gaming and see what the appeal is.
I thought about that today. I was like, yo, I low-key just want to buy a burner phone and just have it just like a Galaxy or whatever and just straight play mobile games, dedicated for just mobile games.
I gotta be missing something, there's gotta be something I'm missing here, because there's a lot of money put into it, and there's some mobile games that have taken up a lot of my time. Like I played Pokemon Unite, even though it's on the Switch, it's still a mobile game. I have played it on mobile. I've played League of Legends Wild Rift. I've played these games, but what is going on that I'm missing? Because I know of people who play on mobile, but what am I missing? Am I missing out on some heat?
We honestly, we probably are. For one, we're probably missing some heat. People is again, we're going off on Apex Legends Mobile. They saying it's the hottest shit out. And you know what I'm saying, Apex console now they getting fed crumbs.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, you're not wrong.
And the sheer size of the mobile market is the biggest segment of gaming, period. So it's they're continuing to get fed because they know most of the people in the world are on mobile. So everybody's kind of aware of that fact, but now people are just starting to react, especially companies. They're like, oh shit, we gotta go, bruh. Tencent can't have all this shit. We gotta hurry up and get a move on. So they started to invest in all this infrastructure and the games and stuff. So it's obvious to see. I'm pretty sure we saw this coming. You know what I'm saying? At least from a good mile away. At least a decent mile away, how games are starting to invest. You know what I'm saying? We saw the Backbone from PlayStation earlier this year, or maybe a month or two ago. We saw a lot of different investments that's going on. PlayStation just literally opened a whole mobile division. They just fully established that recently too. We talked about it on the podcast. So it makes perfect sense why Xbox would do this. And again, it fully fits into their strategy of having a place to play everywhere. And again, having that ecosystem of Xbox expand throughout different devices. So it just makes sense for that. A mobile platform, a mobile gaming platform in and of itself, that might be a little bit more dicey. I don't know how you feel about that one. It could be dicey. It depends how they implement it though. If it, I'll let you take it though.
I'm kind of platformed out at this point. I feel like we have just too many of them. Even if somebody on PC, there's 17 different launchers at least. I think it's possible. It could be a storefront, but here the issue with storefronts is, for example, if Apple doesn't like the Xbox storefront, then you lost maybe 50% of your market right there. Because of how I don't know the numbers. I'm sure there's more Androids than iPhones out there, but there's just so much that goes into it that I just don't know if it'll be necessarily possible because of restrictions that Apple has. So that's something they would have to take up. What I want to see Microsoft and Apple go head to head, that would be a crazy lawsuit or a crazy law, anything.
And remember, they had the whole thing with Fortnite on the mobile store.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And then that prompted them to invest heavily in Epic Game Store in and of itself.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So there's already tension on that side. It's a lot of different factors that could play into this, man.
It's a lot of big sharks trying to eat. That's what it's looking like. It's a lot of big sharks trying to eat, and I don't know what this might a lawsuit against Microsoft and Apple would be seismic because of how big these companies are, and we all know the bad blood between Microsoft and Apple. So this could be like the Archduke Ferdinand of game. Like this could be this one little thing of like
about to start World War.
exactly like
start World War. Son.
like it could literally just be like we want an app on the App Store, and they're like no, and then it's like damn, all hands on deck.
Okay, this. Nah, for real, bro. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. But I'm telling you, man, this is a sign of the times, bro. We're well past the point of no return. I think we were past the point of return 1 or 2 years ago with mobile gaming. Now, all the big sharks, they smell blood in the water, and now we want a piece of that. You know what I'm saying? Steam done already set up. They said, oh yeah, we making a Steam Deck. It's already in there. We got a part like or a mobile handheld, but still not that. But on phones, everybody's flocking to it. Everybody's gonna start flocking to it, bro. It's only a matter of time before you see everybody with their distinctive platforms, storefronts, all that stuff. And Xbox, they're no different. So play ball, ball. That's all I gotta say. Yeah, man. All right, moving down the line to this next piece of news, we officially got the first look at what's next from the Sims perspective as Project. What is it? Renee? It was Renee. Project Renee. I watched the video. Project Renee, aka The Sims 5. Was revealed. Now, they were upfront and said it's still in its very early phases, but we got some details of how it's taking steps forward with the franchise. We got a couple peeks at a few things, including expanded depth and creative options on all things you can wear, place, and touch. There was some really decent upgrades on like how positioning and pattern and stuff like that within the little gameplay peak. Facilitating creation and play systems to make it easier to get into solo or with friends. So a lot of cooperative creation and play being emphasized in this next iteration of The Sims, and connectivity across devices to give some freedom to choose where you play. We saw some mobile stuff at the same time you're playing like on a PC or desktop version. A lot of different stuff, man. They were very, very open with their development process. It seems like they're taking kind of like a skate route to where people are going to really get involved openly and kind of shape how Project Reen comes to fruition. How you feeling about this stuff, bro?
Man, Sims 5 is like 7 years too late, I feel like. I mean, like, so I didn't watch the like 30-minute thing because I'm not a Sims fan because I don't have the money for the DLC. I play Destiny. That's already enough DLC that I need to pay for. So I was like looking at this new stuff and I'm like, this is really sick. Like, this is awesome. But it kind of sucks that like people who have made mods for Sims have kind of like beat the people at their own game at this point. I like the idea of getting together and like building a house and like even moving like the smallest individual details. It's almost getting to the point where like the Sims players are going to be able to make their own game. Like it's how close it feels like you're like what's going on. Like when I saw people like moving pillows and whatnot, like that's somebody's job. Like that they're getting paid for that. Honestly, they could have just released Sims 4 with some multiplayer and I would have loved it. Like I thought that's what I was waiting for. Like I want to see like I want to play Sims because like I like the customization, and I'm sure people who stream Sims, they're gonna have a ball. Like we're gonna have the community is gonna be able to tell people to put where they put their couch cushions. Cool. I just wanted to party with the homies, but like now with GTA RP, if I really want to party with the homies, I can just boot that game up. You know what I'm saying? It's like they're kind of really slow on this sim life. Like there's so many other simulation games like VR chat. There's so many other things to do outside of Sims that like you guys are kind of slacking, bro. And you guys had like 2-decade head start.
Yeah, I agree. And you said it right there. That's why I feel like it was a little bit late, but also it's in the same vein. People more often than not, they love that slice of life shit. They love that slice of life. You can just experience life and stuff. That's why so many people flock to GTA RP. And I feel like there's a very innate correlation there between people who like Sims and people who like GTA RP for just a sense of, again, literally them role playing as those favorite people. Of course, it's going to be the more intricate like interior designers on Sims that do crazy stuff. But the general premise, they're living their lives within this thing. And, again, they're just experiencing random shit that they wouldn't in their normal life. You know what I'm saying? They're just kind of going crazy, making different characters, expressing themselves through the people that they make. That's actually a really good idea. And I've always thought about that. Like, a lot of people, I think there's a lot of overlap between people who like Sims and people who like a GTA RP type stuff. More than people would realize, even though it's like, T Grizzly on one side and Mirror on the other. You know what I'm saying? I feel like those I guess ambitions or those desires in gameplay are much closer than we realize. But even though my damn screen's bright, I'm gonna keep on my point. What's it called? Sims, this is still a little bit late, but I will say this: for the level of convenience of how many people actually play The Sims, week in, week out, year in, what I'm saying, year in, year out, this is really, really good. To me, it's still a little bit late, but I think for the people that play Sims that are not going to go into any other software or, any other thing, what I'm saying, are not going to install mods, for the general populace of a game,
Right.
I think this is good. And on top of that, I really like how they're marketing this in terms of the development process. We want to get you in early. We want to show you guys what we're working on. So there's no mistaking. This is what we're doing. Make sure it's good. Making sure that the right community leaders are involved so we can have the proper input and feedback on what's going to work and make it happen. Because I'm going to be real. Whether it is or not, if there's a multiplayer Sims mode in Sims 5, I want to play. Because that's something I wanted to do for years. You know what I'm saying? Ever since The Sims busting out when I first started playing, you know what I'm saying? Like ever since I seen my sister playing Sims 1, like I've always wanted to have a multiplayer Sims where we can control our own characters, but we're still in the same space. So the convenience factor, I think, is still powerful enough for them to get enough traction behind The Sims 5. Even though there's mods and stuff that have done it, the general populace of people don't know those mods exist. You know what I'm saying? That love Sims. So they still have enough time to work. I was liking really what I saw from all types of things. I'm gonna still have a simple ass house. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if they still have that I don't know if it was the flamingo money cheat.
Yeah. I know what you mean.
You know what I'm saying? I don't know if they still got that, but I'll figure it out. But yeah, man, to me, this looks solid. You know what I'm saying? I think it might be like a 2, maybe like a 3-year ETA until it fully comes out. Honestly, on the safe side, but so far so good, man. So far so good. I like what they're doing.
Yeah, I'm interested in, the thing is, at the end of the day, Sims will thrive no matter what. Like even the people who are like playing RP, when Sims 5 drops, they're buying it day one. That's why they're able to make Sims 4 free to play, because they know that the community is still going to pay for things like the add-ons and whatnot. The only thing that sucks is that I don't know how, I think Sims 5 will sell. I think Sims 6 will sell.
Yeah.
They're going to have to really innovate if they want to keep these people, because it's getting easier to replicate that Sims feeling in other games or in other ways. So we'll see what happens. But I think that Sims 5 is going to be, if they can put some multiplayer in there, then they definitely sold me. But until then,
absolutely,
I'll wait on it.
Yeah, I think it definitely is in the cards iteration. But yeah, we'll see, man. We'll see. I'll definitely keep a close eye on it. And if they do, bruh, I don't know who I'm going to drown first. You know what I'm saying? I'm moving this up in the pool. We going to figure it out, though. We going to figure it out. All right, man. Hey, listen, I feel like it's been forever since we just, talked about Apex.
Oh, man.
It's been a little bit.
Oh, man.
So we got some news on the upcoming season 15 entitled Eclipse. So we got a few new things in the rotation this time around, with the gifting system finally becoming available in the game. Damn, it's been a minute. A brand new map in Broken Moon, which is going to be slightly larger than World's Edge, with many more POIs of varying sizes to circumvent hot drop crowding, and a new zip rail system to get from place to place, but at a cost of exposure to other players and reduced accuracy when shooting on it. A brand new legend in Catalyst, which is it's a defensive conjurer with some kind of cool abilities, including the tactical piercing spikes, which basically you drop some fluid on the floor, and then the enemy will take a big speed buff if they pass through it. The passive is going to be a barricade, so you can strengthen all doors and other structures that Catalyst is near. And the ultimate is Dark Veil, where they conjure a slightly solid wall where there's enemies that are slowed down when they pass through it. Some other tweaks. I think the Halloween, I would say, what is it called? The Express thing. The
Christmas Express thing.
LTE. Yes, the Christmas Express joined. That LTE, I believe, is coming back as well soon. They announced, but the new season is coming on November 1st. How you feeling about Apex?
Oh man, let me see. How am I feeling about Apex? I haven't talked to them in years. They're still not giving me what I wanted. Last time I played Apex was in June. June 29th was the last time I booted this game up.
Crazy.
That's nuts, isn't it? I used to play this game all the time, and I haven't touched it. And it's because they don't have anything for me. I'm a casual player. There's nothing here for me anymore, An LTM is cool and all. I'm not going to keep re-downloading this game every 3 months, just for one LTM. You guys want to keep me. You know how to keep me. Give me control. Give me reasons to play this game outside of being sweaty. And like, there's nothing there for me outside of that. So like, unless I really think the battle pass skins are going to be sick, which they usually never are enough to validate me playing this game again, I don't feel like getting stomped in pubs by Preds. Like, I'm good. I'm good. The new character looks sick though. I think that the new character will be sick. I can't wait to watch other people who are into Apex still to play it. I would love to see how the game plays out. Like, I enjoy seeing it from like a competitive angle, but I'm not a competitive FPS player anymore. Like, I'm pretty good on it. If you threw in some control, we would be having a whole different conversation. I'd be like, bro, I can't wait. I'd be playing this game all the time. But there's no reason for me as a casual to jump into pubs to get destroyed, or to jump in a rank to have to rap for 30 minutes and then get destroyed anyway. It's like, I'm good. I know I need to get good. I'd rather just get a different game. Like, I'm good.
Yeah, there it is, man. There it is. I mean, shoot, like Apex, what you want to say, bro? Like, we're excited to see you. No, I'm not. I'm not excited to see you, bro. I'm gonna keep it a buck with you, man. Like, it's a little bit played out. It looked like you ran. It feels like it's starting to run its course in the limelight because they weren't capitalizing on the lead that they had. It's hard for games to, I guess, when they're coasting in the front, to really make tweaks that continually, you know what I'm saying, cater to the fans and stuff like that after a while. Like, I feel like it's tough for companies. I get that up. But Apex, you know what I'm saying, I feel like they had the time to lead, and now it's starting to get reined back where, you know, there's too many problems with the ranks, there's too many problems with the, you know, the comp and what's going on with all these other different guns, and the modes aren't permanent where they should be permanent. You know what I'm saying? This thing right here, I'm in here with, you know what I'm saying, like Pred trails on my ass in game 1 when I just got back after like 2 months of playing. There's a lot of stuff that's still buffeting the status of this game, and it's pushing it back down to earth, so to speak. Like, the Kaioken's over, y'all. It's kind of back to normal, you know what I'm saying, like a normal level. Yeah, it is what it is, bro. But speaking on the new season, it actually looks pretty good from a general perspective. It looks pretty good. The new map actually looks super interesting, and I feel like how they've broken up the map in terms of more POIs and, you know, again, less like big high. I mean, they have a mix. They said they have a mix of like a lot of smaller POIs and then big like hot drop areas where you don't have to fight. If you can find a fight, you will find a fight, but there's enough spots to where you can actually land safely and then start up pretty slow. So that's good. Zip rail system looks really, really good to traverse the map. It's not like Storm Point where you're marooned in one end of the map, or not get bottlenecked into like a whole like set of gunfights from the launchers. So that's also cool. I like the look of the map too. Looks pretty good. New Legend looks fire. Catalyst looks fire. Honestly, like again, the ability to what's it called? The barricade doors is cool. The Dark Veil, that whole like what's it called? The Valorant wall type shit. That joint looks pretty fire. I think it's a really, really good stuff, and I wonder how people said it was basically like a counter to Seer, and I wonder, you know, if the stuff that the Catalyst drops, is it like a complete counter to, again, like any of the system that he has and stuff like that specifically. I don't know if they was just being like, you know, bullshit because he was getting shot in the trailer, or it's actually like a gameplay, you know, observation, but we'll see about that. But speaking just in generally about it, bro, I'm like, yo, it's like, dang, y'all really came back down to earth. Y'all really returned, bro. And you know the funniest thing, I don't know if you heard about this though. There was a rumor going around that apparently they're gonna have Titanfall 2 maps at some point in the future. They're gonna have Titanfall maps, you know what I'm saying, or Titanfall portions of stuff in the game, and that really got me mad. I'm not gonna lie, that actually got me a little bit tight. I'm gonna be real. How are you gonna dangle the stake in our face? How are you gonna dangle the promise of a new Titanfall or anything fresh Titanfall, and you're gonna put it in the same place where you don't give us no LTMs, you don't give us no casual modes, you stick us in there with all the, you know what I'm saying, all the comp players and stuff like that. Like, it hurts because I had such high regard for what they were doing and stuff. It just feels like, again, it feels like the power rushes ran out, you know what I'm saying, like they ran out of energy, they ran out of ki, no more Super Saiyan, you know what I'm saying, you back to the black hair. It's tough for some people to take, but I feel like people's moving on. People starting to move on. It's kind of settling into its regular place in the grand scheme of stuff. It's not going to be top 1 anymore. Yeah,
it's sad, but I think it's like, I don't even know if it's like the game got. I don't want to say the game got worse. I think the game just got different. I picked it up. Everybody who I played with picked it up just because it wasn't Fortnite. Like, they didn't have to build. Like, Fortnite was arguably the more sweaty game. and now
Yeah.
it's the opposite. I think that like what you're saying, like all this stuff sounds sick. Like all of it really does sound cool. I can't wait to see other people play it. But me as somebody who's casual, I'm not putting myself through that to just get third partied and destroyed. Like it's just not in the cards for me anymore. I'd rather go play Overwatch, or I'd rather go play literally any other shooter, any other team-based shooter, because at least in Overwatch, if I'm getting destroyed, I respawn and I come back. I don't have to like load up a whole nother game, find more loot, run through the area to get destroyed, and then get sent back to the lobby, you know? Or even or I'll just go play Fortnite because they got a lot of cool stuff too. You know, it's tough for them, but I hope for them the best. I'm happy for the Apex community who's still playing the game. I think the game still has a lot of life left in it. I just wish that they would cater more towards the casual crowd, because as we've seen how when Fortnite did it, that game essentially got new life. There were so many more people playing it, and it would be useful. It'd be good for them. There's no reason that you can't turn on an LTM. The only thing that might happen is that the people who play the game casually right now might start playing the LTM more than they would play regular pubs, and that might mean you have less casuals in your pubs game, so your pubs game might get a little sweaty. But hey, if you're playing Apex, baby, get good. Go play LTM.
Facts, the game is the game, bruh.
Yeah.
Listen, I don't even want to bring up that whole conversation I saw on the timeline today about the skill-based matchmaking. I'm not gonna be playing this game because the skill, like, everybody's in the game playing, bro. Just play. Whatever.
Sounds like a skill issue.
Telling you. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is, bro. Like, really, at the end of the day, it's not a concern. You can say it in the heat of the moment because you're getting your ass whooped. That's fine. But let's be real. Just play the game, because everybody's literally in the same skill class as you because of skill-based matchmaking. Just play the damn game, bro.
Yeah.
You're not gonna, you know what I'm saying? You're not going 35-0. Those days are over. It's cool. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, Apex, you know what I'm saying? It's just in a weird spot where, again, it's mortal. Apex is mortal. It's mortal now. You know what I'm saying? Like, when it came out, it was just like, okay, what can we see about it? And then it just had this huge wave of just everything they were doing was correct. It was the right decision. And now they've made some mistakes. Now they haven't addressed some things, and it's just normal. It's normal again. You know, so it is what it is, man. Hopefully they find the path to doing stuff, man. I'll be there when they drop more, permanent LTMs, and when they drop custom games. I'll be around. But until that point, you know what I'm saying? Best of luck on the new season.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, man. All right. Moving into the trailer trove. It's been a little bit since we've been in this section, this the whole little portion of the show where we talk about a bit more watchable media, the animes, the TVs, you know what I'm saying? All that stuff like that. We got a couple stories here. I ain't gonna lie, I got a few stories. So let's talk about it. First and foremost, the DC slate. It seems to be gearing up for another push in the DCEU, with several reports that new projects are going to be lined up right now, with Henry Cavill returning as Superman and slated for a Man of Steel 2. James Gunn in the talking stage for several DC projects. Matt Reeves given the green light to work on the Batman sequel and more movies in that universe. And The Rock heavily pushing for a Black Adam versus Superman movie. So with the DC project that we know of, on top of these projected projects or things of people working on projects, how do we feel about where DC might be able to go?
You keep The Rock in this bad boy can go to the moon. Just give The Rock what he wants, because there is a Black Adam Superman movie that's already an animated movie. We could just steal that bad boy's script, put that in, Henry Cavill and The Rock. I'd go watch. That sounds like an awesome movie. I'm happy Henry's back, because I thought he did a great job as Superman. I'm never going to argue with anybody on whether Man of Steel was a good movie or not. I enjoyed it, so I think it's a good movie. Argue with your mom. Like, I don't know what to tell you. Like, if you think Man of Steel was bad, but anything else released at the time was good, we're going to have a conversation. It's either, like, anyways, we're gonna move past that. We don't have enough time. But James Gunn at the helm, that's an interesting place to be. I don't think it's a bad one.
Facts.
I don't think it's a bad one at all. But it's like, damn, all right. Well, James Gunn, this man went.
I might as well drop that news too. I had it in a separate note below here, but I'll say that as well. So basically, no, you're good. I was gonna combine it anyways. But yeah, basically, on top of all that news of the projects coming in, we got the news yesterday or today that James Gunn and Peter Safran, who's he's a producer and stuff like that, and he also worked on a couple of movies. They're gonna be the new co-chairs and co-CEOs of DC Studios. So they've been renamed, redubbed, all that stuff. So on top of all the new projects that people are talking about, James Gunn and Peter Safran are gonna be leading the ship for DCEU or DC Studios for the next 4 years. So It's about to get crazy. But please talk about that. Talk about that before we go on to the rest of the project.
I think that right there in and of itself is a good move. Here's the issue. It's not about the people who they put in the front that you need to worry about. It's the people behind them who are telling them what to do. Like, if something bad happens with the movies, it might not be James Gunn's fault, because there might be bigger execs who are signing the James Gunn checks that don't want certain things in there. That rhymed. That was sick. But anyways, like
bars.
Like it might be something on the back end that might have been holding these people back. You know what I'm saying? Like, genuinely give these people freedom of expression and let them fail, because I'm sorry, your shit's already been failing. So you might as well let them fail in their own way, then blame them and then fire them. I think it's really funny how James Gunn went from being canceled to being like now the only person doing Marvel and DC films at the same time.
At the same damn time.
It's, you know what I'm saying? Crazy. So like, I think that this is pretty sick. Will we see Dave Bautista in a DC film? That would be hype. That would be pretty funny.
Listen,
I'm just saying,
crazy.
Bautista as Bane? I don't know.
That's been rumored. There's been stuff in the air. It's been in the air, son. I don't know, man.
Like, but I think that if you keep somebody as big as The Rock involved in this, I think you could go far. Though, because you have The Rock, you have Jason Momoa, you have like you have all the big bodies. Like you have IRL superheroes as your superheroes. Just keep going and be smart about it. And I don't know, man. I'm excited to see what they do, because they seem like in a way better shape than they were way back when.
Facts. So I'll speak on the projects, and then I'll speak on the appointment of Safran and Gunn. So with the projects, again, Henry Cavill came on social media and said he's back at Superman. Thank God.
Yes.
Let's go. That's what we needed, baby. That's what I wanted all along, man. Just keep him there. Don't move him. Henry Cavill is fantastic, and Man of Steel 2 is going to be a fantastic film. You know what I'm saying? You could throw in a little, you know what I'm saying? You could throw a little razzle dazzle, you know what I'm saying? A little, what's the name? Brainiac. You could throw him in there. You know what I'm saying? You could throw a little Brainiac on it and stuff. We can see where we take it. We can say where we take it. Honestly, you know what I'm saying? Maybe a new Lex Luthor or kid recast or something like that, because Jesse Eisenberg, I don't know if he do it for me. I would like a more tone. I would like a more tan person to be online for that. That's just me though. But you know what I'm saying? Henry Cavill back is fantastic. Keep that there. Do not move that. That's perfect. Perfect start to this new run. James Gunn in talking stage for several DC projects. Make another Suicide Squad. You have full reign at this point. You know what I'm saying? After Will Smith is doing his like purgatory run with the Academy, and he's back to full strength, you could just bring him back in as Deadshot, and y'all could, you know what I'm saying, do a whole team up movie between two different like squadrons of Suicide Squad. That would be a whole funny ass movie. Idris and him going head to head.
So you saying we some kind of Suicide Squad 3 or something?
Shut the fuck up. Some kind of Suicide Squad or something. Like, man, shut the fuck up. Shut up, Will. Shut up. Damn it. I don't blame David Ayers for that. I do not blame David Ayers for that. Anyways, what's it called? But yeah, James Gunn in any capacity right now, everything he's been touching with the DC has been damn near gold. So again, keep him in terms of again, his role. He's still allowed to direct other projects and stuff like that within DCEU, but he's exclusive, so he can still direct. He's still going to co-chair everything and oversee the whole universe as it progresses. But then he has this directorial duties he's still obliged to. So whatever he touches, I believe in him. You know what I'm saying? Right now, he hasn't done anything wrong with the DCEU, so cool. This is again another point I will say. Give Matt Reeves whatever he wants and stay the fuck out of his way.
Yeah.
Let me repeat that to Dr. Umar. Give Matt Reeves whatever he wants and stay the fuck out of his way. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't touch anything that he's doing. Leave him alone. Let him work on his devices. However long it takes is however long it takes, because everything he's touching on that side is fantastic. His own little universe, his own little box. James Gunn just open the door and wave high, and he needs water. Hey, you good? You need a snack, bro? You all right? You good? Okay, cool. Close the door. That's it. All right, I was about to say that's all you need from him. You want to try? Oh, you had a point.
No. That you're absolutely right. I think that we need to let Matt Reeves do what he does. I still haven't rewatched Batman, but it's still in the back of my mind. Like, I gotta go rewatch that movie because it was sick. Like this.
I've seen it like 6 times now. It's actually it's actually ridiculous.
I've
every
watched
time.
I watched the cleanest two-piece in cinematic history like maybe 5 times, but I haven't watched the whole film again. I need to. It's so good. It's so good.
Bro, I still have to watch there were like 2 hour long like video breakdowns where like he's in a round table just breaking down all the little cinematic choices that he does and stuff. I have to go watch those. I had those saved from like months ago when the full movie first came out. Fantastic. Off that alone, don't touch anything he does. Leave it the fuck alone, bruh. I heard that even still that they were the Gotham PD stuff actually wasn't canceled, so they're actually gonna start working on the Gotham PD stuff with Gordon, which is magnifique because that Gordon was amazing. And then they're still gonna do the Arkham Asylum show, and what's it called, the Penguin spinoff is still going too as well. That's going strong, and that's gonna be coming out soon. And everything that goes on that way is straight crack. It's PCP. Don't touch it. It's perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect. Moving on. And then for the Rock thing, yo, let's keep it a stack. The Rock makes everything bigger. The Rock makes, you know what I'm saying? The Rock makes every movie element bigger. Think about this though. He came in when Fast and Furious was still niche. You know what I'm saying? It was still, like Fast and Furious on the edge of niche, but as soon as he came in, that everybody was like, either you love it or you hate it. It's a major box office moment, blah, 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 all this stuff. You know what I'm saying? The memes are out in full flow by the time he showed up. When he showed up, the memes didn't go crazy until he blew up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So let's keep it a stat. Listen, he was too big for Vin Diesel. They was trying to get him back after he argued and left.
Yeah.
So automatically when he came into the Black Adam movie, which I did see, in which it was actually a solid movie.
I need to watch
all the
that.
people who were like, I'm not gonna lie to you. Quick aside, Black Adam was actually solid, predictable but enjoyable. Predictable but actually enjoyable.
That doesn't matter to me at all because I am fine with a predictable movie.
I liked it. I think he was a really good Black Adam. I think Pierce Brosnan was fantastic as Dr. Fate. Fantastic as Dr. Fate. Like, the supporting cast was good. It's nice to see like characters like Adam Smasher and stuff in the JSA. That was good to see. They also all put in good performances. Couple of cheesy lines here and there, but not from them, from like the NPCs. But anywho, overall, great action sequences, magnificent. But anyways, back to this. A Black Adam Superman film, book it.
Yeah.
Book it, book it, book it, book it. I need it. I need it.
Who do you have as your casting for Lex Luthor?
Oh, see, that's tough. That's tough. I would have to, like, damn. Oh my gosh.
This would never happen because of relationships, but I think Tyrese as a Lex Luthor would be funny as shit. Just saying.
You see the whole big old switch.
It's just like I shot that man 10 times. He's some kind of Superman or something. Like, yes, Tyrese. This shit is crazy.
This is crazy. Ejectocito Clark. Like, come
yeah,
on, man.
feel this green rock.
Lean over him like, you hungry? No, bro. Why do we always talk about Tyrese on the show?
He's a cinematic marvel. I love in every film he's doing what he needs to do.
He's fantastic. He's fantastic. We love Tyrese on the show, bro. We love Tyrese. But I'm telling you, I'll spin back on that question later. But a Black Adam versus Superman movie is that's what I want to see. That's what I've been waiting on for years in terms of DC.
Yes, sir.
I need ass whooping. I need that. That's gonna be fantastic right there. And again, we can do a slow build, we can do a slow burn, but the momentum they have is really good. I like all these projects. I like the sound of all these projects that we're talking about. But now for the appointments, Safford I don't know too much about, so it is what it is. But I saw he worked on the Conjuring series, and he worked on one other superhero movie. But the Conjuring, again, they're still alive. So in terms of popularity and stuff, in terms of the horror genre, the Conjuring's still around. So I can't discredit him with anything.
Mm-hmm.
But James Gunn is like, this is kind of like, it's weird. Feige put him on the Marvel space, then he kind of, you know what I'm saying, became the opposition. You know what I'm saying, so to speak, in one fell swoop while he's still directing Guardians of the Galaxy 3. It's weird, but I don't know 100% how to feel about this. I can only go off of what he's done in the DC universe. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, I agree with you. Like, I don't know how the dynamic is anymore, because it's kind of weird. Like now he's been so ingrained in Marvel, and like they kind of brought him back. Like, yo, we fucked up, and like it's kind of hard for Marvel to even really be mad, because the only reason he went to DC was because he got canceled, and then they were like, "Oh, we're not touching you. We're not touching you." And then they were like, "All right, we'll bring you back because it doesn't seem like the canceling stuck." And he's like, "All right, well, I'm already cool with the DC folks. So like, what you gonna do about it?" And it's hard because who's gonna do a Guardians of the Galaxy movie like James Gunn did? You know what I'm saying? Like, no, who can replace him to do that franchise? You're gonna have to finish that franchise off and then maybe restart it to really bring anybody else in.
100%. And it's a weird tightrope that he's on. But again, now that he's put pen to paper, he's locked into DC exclusive stuff. Again, he sees out his regular commitments that he's in now, but he's locked in for 4 years. And not only that, he's overseeing everything. So with more of the pulling new characters out from the land of obscurity into the realm of people knowing them and stuff like that, I have no problem with James Gunn, because you've seen he's done it with Suicide Squad, he's done it with Peacemaker. He's made greatness out of the non-main characters that people know of in that sense. But what is his level of trust in certain projects and certain directors with like those big stars, with the big star, like you know what I'm saying, that we heard rumor today, a new Green Lantern project is going to be, you know what I'm saying, and the Green Lantern project actually is going to have legs, and it's actually going to be on John Stewart. So the support behind that, is he going to put his full faith in that? How is he going to, you know, bring things around? Is he going to connect anything? Is it going to be all separate? Well, you know what I'm saying, does he have enough, you know what I'm saying, foresight to see whether he can keep things like thematically different, keep some different themes, like, so it's not like a Marvel mesh type of thing where everything feels the same. You know, there's a lot of questions around it, whether he can steer the ship with Saffron. And honestly, I'm in the same boat as you. Let's give him a shot. You can't do any worse than what Walter Hamada did in the past few years. You know what I'm saying?
Like, what happened since the Justice League? It's like, oh, cool movies got made then canceled. We got Ezra Miller doing Ezra Miller shit at this point. Like, there's literally, man, fuck it, whoever. If it doesn't work in these 4 years, give it to somebody. Just keep passing off the responsibility at this point.
This is possibly one of the top 10 most hardest CEO jobs in Hollywood. This probably is. I'm not gonna lie, it's the top 10 or top 5, because you're coming into a shitstorm, and for them to take the helm is one thing, but for them to come with, you know, the pedigree, especially James Gunn, the pedigree of actually turning the perception of DC around for the better, there's few people I would trust more, you know what I'm saying, who are available than James Gunn to actually step in and help out. Now, from the, again, creative side, business side, that's two different things. I'm pretty sure Saffron will deal with more of the producer, business side type of things, and we'll see what decisions are being made on that front. But let's give it a shot, man. That's all I got to say. Let's give it a shot, because I want DC to win. And DC in recent times has won with James Gunn right there. So,
yeah,
gotta go for it, man. Gotta go for it. Moving down the line to the next piece of news on the trailer trove, we got a big development on the Avatar side of things, not the blue one, but the true one. So basically, Avatar Studios has entered into a partnership with Flying Bark Studios to work on an animated feature film set in the universe of The Last Airbender. Of course, you know, we heard those little murmurs that they're going to drop a whole new slate of movies and stuff. And of course, Flying Bark's works span several projects, most notably Marvel's What If series and the latest TMNT show on Nick, Rise of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And there's still some speculation, but many believe that the first film that Flying Bark and Avatar will be working on will be the 2024 feature film that features the Last Airbender squad as young adults. So how you feel about this new partnership? How you feel about this potential first project back? What's going on?
So, I'm still a little, I don't want to say skeptical, of the new, Avatar, just because, like, it's been such a long time, you know, to come back to this franchise. I don't know what the reception is going to be like. I think a lot of people are going to hate it, just to be haters, but Rise of the TMNT, that shit was kind of hard. I haven't seen it. I've seen clips. That shit's kind of hard.
Yes.
So
every clip I've ever seen of that thing looks fantastic.
So crazy.
You can't tell me otherwise.
So crazy, but it does look very different from Avatar. That's my biggest thing is like.
But that could
change.
And that could indicate range.
Look
at what they did with What If.
Mm-hmm.
Look at What If.
No, that's true, and that's a great point. I think that is a really good studio to be partnered with. I'm excited to see what happens. still iffy because this is under Netflix's banner, right? Like this is under Netflix.
I know there's a live action show that's them, but I think this is a different branch of it. This is like animated films. This is like a
Okay.
slate of purely animated films.
Okay, I was just
This right here.
I'm just making sure that because like
Yeah.
we've seen Netflix fumble the bag. We've watched it live.
We know it's coming.
Yeah,
It's coming.
so
It's coming.
that was my biggest concern. But if Netflix isn't touching this, then I don't know. This might be hard. This is definitely gonna be one of those. Depending on what direction they take, man, this could easily be one of the coolest things we all can agree on. But if it's just a little bit different from what we're used to, it is gonna divide the Avatar
100%.
fandom, and it's gonna be
It's
funny because I'm not gonna care. If it's good, it's good. I'm gonna watch it.
But everybody else is gonna have an opinion, bro. It's like when Attack on Titan switched studios. It's like when they switched studios, they're gonna be like, nah, this is the worst thing ever. The CGI, they're gonna go crazy over some minuscule stuff that didn't matter.
Yeah, or like even just like when like it's the thing is like I already have like I have strong feelings about Avatar in a lot of different senses. And I think that this is a step in the right. I think this is a step in the right direction. But like, I'm also somebody who enjoyed Legend of Korra, and like, I have people till this day telling me that shit sucks. And if you think Legend of Korra sucks, I don't know if you're gonna like this one because it might not even live up because it could be on the same wavelength or it could be as different as Korra was to Avatar: The Last Airbender. So I don't know. I think this is sick, but I just hope that the community actually enjoys it. Because I swear to God, if this is another revival of the franchise and everybody's like, "Oh, this shit sucks," and doesn't watch it, I'm just gonna call you guys not like I'm just gonna look at you guys like this is why this show never this is why the show didn't go forward is because shit like this could have been a great franchise, but y'all are just I don't care.
Yeah, you're ruining it. Nah, I agree, Ray. You took the words right out of my mouth. All I'm gonna say is, like, I'm excited personally, just because of Flying Bark's resume. I'm very, very excited, man. I'm telling you, I feel like it didn't even have to be that far of a leap to what we saw. And again, because of Avatar was so long ago, you know what I'm saying, in terms of The Last Airbender, but even Korra was still, again, like reaching that art style. If you could really just enhance that and refine that to like it's like a movie style quality, we got quality stuff. The only other missing piece would just be the writing and stuff. You know what I'm saying? All that stuff. And most of the original team is still involved in a lot of these projects. So hopefully that can come into fruition. You know what I'm saying? That locks in. Me personally, my excitement picked up a little bit, man. I can't wait to see what's going on.
Yeah. I need to watch the Rise of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I wanted to watch the show before I watched the movie because I heard good things about both. So
they
have a full show. Right. So I was like, damn, I need to watch that. But I think it's gonna be sick. I'm excited.
100%. And lastly, before we get off of the trailer trove and into the rest of the stories for the week, just want to drop a quick thing. I don't know. You probably didn't see it. I don't know if you did, but I just want to just drop a quick aside. Ant-Man is fucked.
I watched that. I might actually literally watch it after this again because I was thinking about it the other day because that trailer actually made me excited for a Marvel movie since Doctor Strange. Like I haven't been excited for one in a minute.
Bro, like that Ant-Man Quantumania trailer, bro. Oh, listen, I've been trying to like abstain from trailer watching, but that one caught me because I just wanted to see, you know what I'm saying, what was going on a little bit because I knew the stakes a little bit, man. But talk about it, bro. Holy shit.
It looks super dope. And the thing is, I remember watching Ant-Man 1. I didn't watch Ant-Man 1 in theaters. I watched I went away to college same like the day before I left. My cousin came over and we had like a little going away party, and it was like me and like a couple friends. We watched Ant-Man because we Redboxed it. We were like, this shit is not gonna be good. And we were like, yo, this is probably one of the best ones we've ever seen. It was one of the best Marvel movies. Like that was one of the best like Marvel movies. Like first origin stories, great. Then I watched Ant-Man and Wasp in theaters with Panda, and I was like, this one's cool. Like it wasn't bad, but I was just like, it's whatever. It's one of the ones that if I would have missed it, like I wouldn't have cared. Like I missed Thor in theaters when I watched it recently. I was like, oh, I'm happy I didn't pay money for that. Now like this one looks this actually looks insane. Like I'm actually hyped to see this because like some people may not know who Kang the Conqueror is and may not care. I'm on like I understand he's important, but I don't know all of the crazy shit that happens in the comic books. But what is the name of the actor? I'm blanking right now.
Jonathan Majors.
Jonathan Majors is finna kill that role. when he said Ant-Man, I was like, I'm finna help him. How can you not help him? Like,
what can I do, Scott?
Like,
what can I do?
Like, please, Kang, whatever you need, we'll get you out of here, bro. Hop on my back, I'll run out the quantum verse. Like, I cannot wait. Like, this shit looks sick,
bro. And when I was watching the trailer, all I had in my head was how he acted in the end of Loki, and I was just like, yo. Like, you can feel the fucking shift. You can feel it. There's a difference. He's going to be such a good big bad, bro. Y'all thought Thanos was bad. Y'all thought Thanos was crazy. Wait till you see what all the shit that he could do, bro. And this is all just set up. This is all just set up, bro. This is literally all just exposition right now. He's only getting started, and when you start seeing more of him, man, listen, I don't even want to say that, but I will say that this trailer is really good.
Yeah.
It was really, really good. I liked all the stuff with the quantum realm. I like us diving into that. Again, we're no doubt going to have several different references and ties and stuff like that to probably Loki season 2 and all this shit. Like, so it's going to be great. It's going to be great. They have sold me. I'm very much planning to watch this day one, which is the first time I've said that about an Ant-Man movie. You know what I'm saying? I'm locked in watching this day one because it's going to be a show, bro. It's going to be a good one.
I'm hoping that people sleep on this just so I can get good seats for like the first week. Like I hope, like, don't watch it. If you don't, it's an Ant-Man movie. Don't watch it, please. So I can like get the nice crispy seats. Because when I went to watch Doctor Strange, I was like, God, I wish there was less people here. But I'm actually excited about this.
Yeah, nah, there was some wild ass video I saw like earlier today. There's some chick like, ayo. She was like, dear white people, you guys need to like, exit out of the, buy tickets or give tickets to black people for Wakanda Forever and stuff like that. And stand outside the movie theater and usher them in and protect them as they go into the movie theater and shit. I'm just like, I need to be like I need to be a short person by the time I hit Ant-Man. I need to be like 5'5" by the time I hit Ant-Man. So I need all the tall people to go buy tickets and then protect me as I go into the movie theater and go buy tickets for that shit. Because Ant-Man Quantumania finna be gas. That shit would be gas.
Yeah, I can't wait, man. It's gonna be dope.
Nah, for sure. All right, that's all we got for the trailer trove. Into the last few stories of the week. We got the Resident Evil showcase a few days ago, man. We got some looks at the Shadow of Rose DLC. We've seen a bit of that before. New look at the Reverse that we talked about, but we finally got some good looks at gameplay. A good few minutes of just what we getting into with the Resident Evil 4 remake, man. Showed off a bunch of refreshed mechanics, new attack patterns from the Granados, new crouch and movement abilities for Leon, refreshed looks at the inventory system and the merchant shop, so much more. Like, a lot of stuff is looking refreshed. I mean, just thoughts on new gameplay, how it's looking, how it's feeling. Again, still going to be in March 2023. What's going on with it, dog?
I'm probably still gonna buy it. I haven't looked too much into it just because I kind of want to walk in fresh. And I kind of the biggest fear I have when they talk about remakes or remasters is that like they show you things that like I never saw because I never played the game. Like I'm gonna butcher this Ganados or Ganados or whatever.
Ganados. It's Spanish. It's all Spanish.
Yeah, Ganados. Like I don't even know what that is, and I don't want to find out unless I'm playing the game, right? So like I think it's gonna be sick. I've already seen enough to validate me trying it out. I still need to beat Resident Evil 2. I like that game a lot. The thing about survival horror is I'm too much of a perfectionist, or like too much of like if I see a zombie, I'm gonna kill it, right? And sometimes I'm out here hitting these headies and they're not dropping, and it sucks because like I only got a certain amount of bullets left. So that when I see people running off the walls and shit, and I gotta fight these big ass monsters, I ain't got bullets because I'm over here like the one dude that I could have ran around. I'm over here like
he let the whole clip go.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's what be killing me. So I'm gonna have to play Resident Evil 2. Might just have to throw that bitch on easy mode and just run through it. Resident Evil 3, I didn't hear too many good things, so I'm definitely throwing it on easy mode and just run through it for the story. But I want to go in there with like some idea of what's going on because I beat Resident Evil 1 I beat way back in the day, but 2 and 3 I have not. So I kind of want to do it the right way and play them all, but I have so much time before March, so like I might just do that. Since I'm already gonna be playing horror games and scary games to begin with, I might as well get into it.
Yep, 100%. And You know how I feel. You know how I feel about this. You already know my thoughts. What's it called? Again, other Resident Evils I'm cool with, but I'm not really like that compelled to. But this is my Resident Evil GOAT. This is probably one of my horror game GOATs. Honestly, I don't play too many horror games, so it's a small list. But this top list is honestly the top up there in my general like games of all time list as well. I love Resident Evil 4 a lot. Like some of the tidbits we got, man. Again, you know what I'm saying, you're not spoiling yourself too much and stuff like that. When you seen like, you know, Menendez, a lot of different people, Salazar, bro. Salazar's voice actually, I'm not mad at Salazar's voice. I think Salazar's voice is pretty good. Once we hear it in full flow, I think it's gonna be decent. So I like the rework. I like the new voice actor and stuff like that. Looks fantastic. Looks absolutely fantastic. I am going to absolutely shit my pants playing this game, but I will do it because I absolutely love this game. There's too much stuff. I can't say nothing without spoiling it, bro. I can't say nothing without spoiling it. I can't name any boss. I can't name one. I cannot wait to see Jack Krauser. Oh my gosh, when you see the Jack Krauser fight, oh, Jack Krauser's so good. You'll figure it out in due time, buddy. You'll figure it out. But it's fire. It's fire. It looks great. Looks fantastic. And honestly, this is the question I wanted to pose on top of this. With all these games coming back, Dead Space, Silent Hill, Alone in the Dark, Alan Wake, all the old joints, you know what I'm saying, coming through. And again, somebody in the new class, you know what I'm saying, the Callisto Protocol and stuff like that. The Outlast trial is probably going to be coming out soon as well. Like, how do you feel about, I mean, once in time, but who you think is like an early front runner, like one of the top dogs in this type of space? Because a lot of stuff is coming back in full flow now. You know what I mean? Who you feel might have the best performance? You know, just off of the vibe. You know what I'm saying? Nothing definitive. It's just how you feel on what's really going to be the heaviest hitters, the most prominent releases when they come through on this new wave of just the returning and the new horror people in this lane.
All right, so and this might be a hot take. So Dead Space and Resident Evil, I think are going to be solid. If I had to give them a number, easy 8s, maybe 9s, 10 perhaps. I think giving a 10 for a remake is a little but that's just because like. Yeah. You're
already
you already made it like I don't think
I can agree with that.
It's kind of fucked up. Even if it like that shit won game of the year, I'd be like, why did RE4 the remake, which is a game that was made off of another game, like they didn't have to work as hard as somebody like Callisto Protocol that's brand new. Callisto Protocol right now is my front runner because it is brand new. New IP, new story. Can it deliver? We're gonna find out. We're gonna find out if it can deliver. Alan Wake though, and here's the thing about Alan Wake, that is in the cut.
Wake too. I'm telling you, just chilling.
I think it's gonna be good, and I think that it's so far removed from what we're used to. Like RE4 already had its day. It's Dead Space and RE have had its time in the light. Alan Wake is one of those like sleeper hits because the thing is like I know of people who played it, but not many, and I know of people who played it, but it didn't blow up. So Alone in the Dark, similar thing. It's like I didn't really even hear about this game until I started really getting into gaming. So if I had to pick a front runner, I'd probably have to say I'm gonna put it in the 3 that I think are gonna be sick. It's gonna be Callisto Protocol as number 1. I'm putting a lot of faith behind this new IP, but it feels right. Because if they do it well, it's gonna be amazing. My second is gonna be Alan Wake because it's niche enough for people not to know about it, but I also think it'll be done well enough that people are gonna be like, "Whoa, this is sick." And then I'm throwing Dead Space as like my safe option, just because RE4 you can like they have already had like a definitive edition and like not a remake, but like I want to say like an upscaled version of the games. Now, Dead Space, I don't think has had that treatment. And if they're actually trying to do something new with it, I think it could go far. It's one of those franchises that felt like it sputtered out before it could really hit its stride. So I think that this is going to be like the Dead Space people have been waiting on since 2.
Okay, I hear that. I'm about to say my mind's might be a little bit different. What's it called? I have Alan Wake at the 1 though. I'm not gonna lie. It's very early days. I'm gonna be honest. But Alan Wake just give me a different feel. I got the heebie-jeebies by half of these games anyways. But that Alan Wake, when I first saw it, it's so unnerving, bro. I'm not gonna lie. Just the concept of it is so unnerving. You know what I'm saying? You have to be, you know what I'm saying, with the light, with the flashlight and all stuff like that. Like it's automatically very just like in the head, it's different. But I feel like now they have so much capability to execute what they want to execute in terms of, you know, some of the visual stuff, some of the effects, to where they weren't, you know, they weren't able to do that in their time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I feel like they're kind of in the ballpark of like maybe a bit more subtle, like Evil Within. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like around that range, but they can take it to a whole crazy ass place. From some of the screens and stuff that I saw, some little early tidbits, I feel like they could be the best of this bunch that's coming back now. Second, I'll give it to Callisto. Since it's the new dog in the house, I'll give them some credence. And again, they're coming from the development teams that a lot of those vets were on Dead Space, so they have their own special narrative. I feel like one thing that is important about horror games, you got to have characters that are just compelling. You have to have characters that are just, you automatically want to vibe with, because if you just have the horror there for the shocks, nobody's really gonna get, you know, tied to that stuff. That's why I'm so tied to Resident Evil 4, because I love Leon. That's why I love so many, you know, the different characters, Ashley and shit like that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm just tied to the characters on top of the experience, because I remember myself. Again, you see yourself as that person in that moment. It's not me fighting the, you know, El Gigante. It's Leon fighting the El Gigante, but I'm Leon. So it's having enough of a memorable character set. And I feel like Callisto could execute that very well with some of the stuff that I've seen so far. I just need to see more voice lines and dialogue from the main character and from all the little supporting cast from, you know, across the station and whatnot. And my third, I got RE4 because I'm not putting outside this damn list.
Right.
Oh well, sue me. Oh yeah. All right, that's fair. That's a fair list. All right, bro. All right, but moving on. We heard this week from WB Games that a new mobile RPG is on the way from them and NetherRealm, entitled Mortal Kombat Onslaught, is being billed as a first mobile exclusive cinematic story experience. So an entire dedicated mobile game for Mortal Kombat on the phone. I don't think console people are gonna like that too much, but how you feel? How you feel about it?
Sure, I guess. Like,
get your burner, man. Get your burner.
Like, I don't know. Like, this kind of gives me. I just feel it in my bone. It's just gonna be like the Injustice phone game, or like I never even played those.
Yeah.
I've just seen like my little cousins play those, where it's just like you tap one thing or like you tap the other. Like it's
like the Justice Arcade version.
Yeah, yeah. It's just like it's cool, I guess. Hey, I guess that mobile market.
That DreamCon.
Yeah,
we played that at DreamCon when it was at round 1.
Yeah, like it was just like, all right, cool, sure.
Tap.
Yeah, like I guess if you guys want to do that, it's not hurting me, I guess, as long as it's not like, yeah, we're gonna develop MK12 after we finish MK Onslaught. Like as long as it's not a main studio to whatever, but like, hey, as long as you can let me like put auto attack on that bad boy and let's just let me grind out, because that's a lot of the gameplay I get out of these mobile games. Like, can I do it auto?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Let me just watch it go through and do the gotcha shit after. Like, all right, whatever.
Yeah, no, I hear it. Yeah, literally, again, just shows you mobile gaming is going to be the wave. It's going to be the battleground over the next few years. This console shit has never been on, bro. It's mobile gaming, bro. I'm telling you, mobile gaming. It's going to be new. It's going to be the brand new frontier for all these people, bro. They flock into it like crazy. You see what's going on. But that's cool. Yeah, I'm getting Onslaught. Whatever. If I got enough space in my damn phone, I'll delete some apps and play it. You know what I'm saying? Get my ass whooped over a shoddy, you know, Wi-Fi connection. We'll see what's going on with that. But let's move on to this story. Now, I was very interested in talking about just a little bit. I know you've had plenty of conversation. You see the glasses are coming off. I love putting topics together, man. Over the past few days, there's been a lot of talk around the brand new addition to the Batman gaming line in Gotham Knights, but only over a specific choice the devs have made for their game. Now, WB have confirmed, of course, prior to release, that the game is running at a hard 30 FPS at launch due to the choices of untethered co-op gameplay and other design outcomes. And in timely fashion, the gaming community was beside themselves and took to Twitter, Facebook, and Wen's TikTok comment section to let it be known that this cannot be acceptable. So, I mean, when I leave the floor to you, you know what I'm saying? When easy arguments. How do you feel about, you know, this development choice, how it's been portrayed, what's going on with it? Talk to us, man.
So like the thing about the whole discussion, right? Is there's no nuance to this conversation whatsoever. Because the problem with these fucking conversations with people who don't understand FPSs, who don't understand how games are developed, how games are optimized, how games run in general, is this like idea that 30 FPS is bad. I want to just go on the record of saying 30 FPS isn't bad. If you think 30 FPS is bad, it makes games quote unquote unplayable, I would like for you to think of the top 5 games of all times, the games that you love to play. All 5 of them. How many of those games launched at 60 FPS? For a lot of people that are not like 13 years old, almost the entire list is full of 30 FPS games that dropped on launch. On launch, they dropped at 30. And it wasn't a problem then. And now that we have like this idea that 60 FPS is what we need to be playing at, it just really, when you ask the question, why do you think that that's the case? People just say it feels better. Does it really? Does it really change to that extent? With me, I love 30 FPS because it feels more cinematic. All movies are shot in 24 FPS. Like that's how movies are made. So 30 is similar to that. That's why when I play God of War at 30 FPS, it works. It just feels like I'm watching a movie, and the game is built like a movie. The biggest issue that I have with this line of thinking is that Gotham Knights is running at 30 FPS, bad game, terrible game. It's running at 4K 30 FPS with untethered co-op. What other game is doing that? You show me what other game lets you run across the entire city of Gotham at a higher resolution, 30 FPS. Any Spider-Man game. Like it doesn't make sense. Games do not need 60 FPS. The reason games do not need 60 FPS is because the only reason you need a 60 FPS, I'll take that back. The only reason you need higher resolution, higher frame rates than 30 is if you're playing a shooter, or if you're playing a fighter, or if you're playing anything competitive in that nature. Anything other than that is very unnecessary. It just looks different. The game speed doesn't change. You just see more frames. And honestly, I don't understand why 30 FPS ruins it for a lot of people. Like you're just spoiled is kind of what it comes to. Because you're
about to say,
go for it.
I'm gonna tag you back in. I just want to do this quick aside. I personally believe that the dominant discourse of gaming, of course, for a long time has been FPSs, Call of Duty, Halo, blah blah blah. So they hear, oh, I can't do anything below 60 FPS nowadays because people have high competitive drive in these FPS games, like literally first-person shooter games, not frames per second, and they think it's a buzzword for anything below 60 frames is a bad game. So they use that buzzword and apply it across the field to every type of gaming experience, not knowing that it's only applicable to shooters, fighters, or anything of that like, where they're playing competitively and need an edge and need as much information as possible, as fast as possible, with higher frame rates. So that I feel like that's why people apply most of that logic. I'll
even jump on and add on to that is the simple fact that the reason a lot of people think that you need more than 30 FPS is because a lot of their remasters that they love so much, the reason that they buy them is because they give them the new resolution with the higher FPS. Why? Because if they told you, I'm going to sell you fucking Last of Us 1 and we added extra textures, you're not buying it. You're not buying Last of Us 1 with extra textures. That's why they give you the extra FPS. They make it a selling point. They make it so that you think, oh, this is more shit. This is going to be a better experience. And to some extent, it is for some. Like, it's not I'm not saying 60 frames is bad. I'm saying 30 frames is not bad. Like, if you want 60 frames, that's totally your choice of how you want to play the game. If you want 120 frames, go for it. But if you're sitting here telling me you think this gaming experience is not worth it because of the frames per second, and we're not even going to talk about hardware, just the frames per second, then man, maybe the game just wasn't interesting to you enough to begin with. Maybe you just weren't interested in that franchise at all, because I love fucking Kingdom Hearts, and that shit dropped at 30 FPS when I played this shit.
Facts. K's 2 was the 30 FPS with like whole 30-second lag times when you switch forms. So let's not even go that route. You know what I'm saying?
That shit was do that. If the frames were the problem, you wouldn't have played these games. Like, you enjoyed these games. They were all fun. The original Batmans were all on 30 FPS. So what's the difference now? It's like, oh, I have a brand new system. I'm gonna go ahead and say it on record. I'm saying a lot of shit on record. If you bought a PlayStation 5 because you want 4K 60 frames per second, you're an idiot. I don't know what to tell you. Like, you can't expect a $500 console to give you the performance of a graphics card that is like up more than $700. My graphics card is $500. It is a 2070. I looked it up today. In today's market, is $500. It is a 2070. I can run things on faster than 60 frames, but that is just the graphics card. You want an entire console to run things at 4K 30 FPS, bro.
Consistently.
Come on. And I really don't want to hear the $70 argument either. Because if you ain't got it, you ain't got it. You don't gotta talk about, oh, I gotta pay $70 for 30 FPS. Yeah, bro. I don't know it's not $30 on Steam. Get yourself a PC. Like I don't know what you wanted from me.
Facts. And this is also the thing I'm about to say, tag it back in. This is the thing that also gets me. I think of the situation as people see gaming in such a linear time. Oh, they just make the game cool. You understand people have design choices behind games? Like you can literally look at the Order 1886. You can literally make a game in a specific different camera angle, frame rate lock, and lighting, and all that stuff. That's an intentional choice for what they have to do with the gameplay. They came outright and told you guys up front, because we have untethered co-op and all these other things that we have to do for you guys to do whatever you guys want in the same space. We have to limit this stuff. And again, for me, I know my personal preference. I would like to play games at highest fidelity. That's why I'm trying to buy a high-end rig. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. But they're telling you up front, we're making this experience possible, so we have to limit stuff in some way, but we're going to still provide you with enough, visual fidelity and 4K and stuff like that to, hold you over it, but just the frame's going to take a hit. That's a conscious decision. It's not bad optimization. It's not, it's not, an unforeseen circumstance of their development that they didn't cover. It's their specific choice. And I feel like that's where people are like, oh yeah, nah, this is a mistake on their part. This is not, no. This doesn't take away from their game. They told you it's an intentional choice. This was an optimized experience for that. I don't know what the optimization is actually, but they intended for it to be this way. So you got to respect the decision.
That's what's the most frustrating thing about the whole thing is that, like, I'm getting people in the comments like, it being locked at 30 frames per second sucks. All right, cool, whatever. 4K 30 frames per second is not good enough. God of War's coming out. It's going to be 4K 30 frames per second, or 60 frames per second, or even 120 frames per second. It will not be 4K in these settings. They do not say 4K 60 frames per second. So is it the option, right? Is that the core problem? Because as we all know, because I don't shut up about it, I talked about accessibility options. And I was shut down on that shit. They were like, no, we can't have that. It's an artistic vision. The artistic vision. We got to respect the artistic vision of games. Okay, cool. When wanting more accessibility options, that's an artistic vision choice. No problem. 30 frames per second at 4K. Is that not fucking artistic vision?
A distinct design. They literally said it was a design choice. Like verbatim. They said this was a design choice that we had to make the game work. And like literally, it's not locked on PC. Again, like they said, we did it on console because you have a very specific hardware that just cannot run this shit. And if you can't come to terms with the fact that PS5 games are gonna be locked at 30 FPS, I don't know what to tell you, bro. Like, you want 4K, but you want it at 60 frames, but you don't want to pay the extra money. But like, man, just play Apex, bro. Just stop talking about games. If you don't want to spend the money on the shit, then don't pay. Like, I don't know what you guys want. You guys want everything, but you want nothing at the same time. It doesn't make sense to me. These are the same people that years ago, when there was debates about switching over to PC, they were like, oh yeah, people can't even see past 60 frames anyways. You know what I'm saying? They were saying that the frame rate didn't matter.
Bro,
these are the same group of people. These are the same basic people on level of intelligence that say frame rate didn't matter, now saying frame rate matters. You just move the goalpost whenever you want for some bullshit argument. Nobody cares, bro. Y'all stupid. Y'all stupid, bro. I promise y'all blank, smooth brain. It's cool. Just admit it, bro. Just admit it. We know the truth.
It don't be making sense to me, man. Because it's just like we will argue this till the cows come home, and then if I step into that living room where that PS5 is hooked up, and I swear to God, I see a TV from 2010, I'm punching this shit, because your TV can't even run 60 frames per second. And if I turn the TV on and that is stuck on basic settings, it's on the regular standard settings, which is 30 frames per second for a lot of fucking TVs. If I turn that bad boy on and it's not on gaming settings, which is the only thing that can run 60 frames per second, I'm punching your TV again, because a lot of you guys are talking out your ass. You just want to be a hater. And I've never seen so many people jump on a game's downfall just to look like they're smart.
To the point of fabrication.
To the point of fabricating.
You could say,
Bro,
you saw
like
that
the
tweet.
video,
You know that tweet.
the video I made a TikTok about somebody making a fake video on the frames per second, like a blatant lie. Like he took 30 frames per second, reduced it to like 15, and put it up as like, this is what 30 frames looks like. And I was like, yo, this is crazy how people are lying about this. And people are like, but 30 frames sucks. And I'm like, yo, that's not the point. And why the fuck are you defending somebody who's making up fake shit just to make fun of it? Like, it doesn't make any sense.
Mm. I don't understand how you can hate on a number. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, I hate 27. I hate, like, what did he do? Murder your family? What did 27 do? You know what I'm saying? Like, what did 30 do to you, bro? Like, it's baffling to me how the goalposts move every time, and people are so easily swayed. Y'all gotta Google the things y'all are talking about at least, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, bro. At least have a slightly informed opinion. A slightly informed opinion. Y'all just heard the word 30 frames per second below 60, and you're like, oh, that's a less number. That means it's bad. Let's say bad things about this game. Like, come on, smooth brained.
And it's nuts because even things like maybe you should buy a game before you judge it is like a hot take these days. Like it does,
bro. And the people had the whole IGN debate too recently. Like, oh my gosh, these guys have two different scores. Oh, IGN is like the worst source ever. They had two different scores. They changed their score in the same game. But when you look in the text, it's two different reviewers. And I was like, do y'all not understand that IGN is an opinion-based platform because they have different writers writing their opinions on different games? I'm just gonna put that over there.
Yeah.
Reading Rainbow. Bush failed us. Anyways,
Bush failed us.
That's my quote. That's my quote on this entire segment here. Bush left children behind. We definitely left children behind on this one, guys. Oh my gosh. All right. Anyways, moving on to the next story here. I don't know if you caught this one over the past few days, but it seems that Amazon Game Studios has been testing some form of advertisement in game. But it's only visible to people that are like watching the stream of that game. So there was a clip of it specifically. Some guy was streaming New World, that Amazon Game Studios MMO, right? And basically he spotted an ad, like a return to Eternum on a side of a house. And he was like, guys, I don't know if you're seeing this. He was like, I don't see it in my game whatsoever. But on the stream view, he saw how this was. He walked up close to it and saw how it was like generated, and like it was kind of like not tacked onto the house specifically. But it was a really interesting way of I guess putting an ad there. Now they're in full flow of testing. I just wonder how you feel about this stuff.
So if you were to tell me that in-game ads would make the free-to-play experience bearable, right? Like, I think my friend Justin, I think we were playing Rogue Company, and you can earn money in the game by watching advertisements while you're just in the game. So like while we were loading up for a match, he'll watch an ad and he'll get like some in-game currency. Like if there was something along those lines, I don't think it would, as long as it's not intrusive. Like I'm not in the middle of a match and then you throw me like a Papa John's commercial in front of me. I don't think it'll be that big of an issue. Or even if like, yo, you're loading in, while you're loading into this MMO, we're gonna play a couple ads for you. And if we do this, you will get the same benefits as somebody who pays for like the $10 a month or whatever it is to play the game, right? Like WoW is like $20 a month. Like if you watch these ads while you're loading in or while you're doing this, like just watch X amount of this, you can get the cool shit. Like that's fine. Like I think that's, as long as it's not intrusive. But the thing is like these things never, microtransactions at one point we thought weren't ever going to be the norm. Like we never thought that. I didn't think that like the Fortnite shit was going to pick up. I didn't think everything was going to have a battle pass. I thought this was just a Fortnite thing. And now everything literally has, now games like Overwatch that released with Fortnite now have battle passes. Like that's how it spreads. And like, not to touch on the fucking thing we just talked about, but like people were saying like these bad practices of 30 FPS is going to leak into the other industries. Like the bad practices already leaked. Like if they want to do the bad practices, they don't have to wait for anybody else.
Facts.
So like it's always going to leak in because these are all big businesses, and it's only going to get worse with the like how much how monopolized this is getting. Like they're only going to try to get more money out of us. So like I don't mind having ads in games as long as it's for the benefit of the player, for the benefit of people. But if they just throw ads into the game that I paid money for, I'm gonna be pissed. Like I'm not buying it. Like why would I want to, like New World, was it an ad in New World?
like it was in the game. It was literally for like it was for an upcoming event called Return to Eternum for New World, and it was like when you look at the clip, it was like on the side of a White House. So
Interesting.
inside his actual game save, there was no ad. There was no ad actually in game when he booted it up. It was not there when he looked at his screen. But when he saw his view of the Twitch stream, the ad was there. So for the viewers that watched his stream of that game, they could see the ad, but it wasn't on his game per se. It wasn't on his game file. It wasn't on his, yeah. So
That
it's
is
only
horrible.
specifically like, yeah, it's only specifically through like when somebody looks at your stream of you playing a certain game.
That I think that shit should be illegal actually, because you're using, that's paid advertisement. If you threw it in the game, that's different. Like that's just part of the game. But if you threw it in my, you circumvented me to put it into my stream, that's crazy. Actually, I'm not a big fan of that. I thought it was more so like something like, remember when like 2K had like 2K TV and they would have like actual ads on it?
Yeah, they did do an ad on there. Or something like that. I mean, that is what it is. Yeah.
I mean, 2K is horrible with monetization to begin with. This is like, I don't like that they did it on stream. If they did it in game, I don't think it would have been that big of an issue. But this is where they fall into that gray area, is that this is an advertisement for the game he's playing. Technically, him playing the game is an advertisement for the game he's playing. So it's like,
yeah, it's how far outside of that realm are they willing to go? Like if it's like a damn, if you're playing the game right as a streamer, you see nothing, but on the stream they see you running through a level, and then on the wall they see a Pepsi commercial. They see a Pepsi stuff right here. Like how far is that going from, you know, a disruptive experience, so to speak, in terms of the experimental ads? So that's the question they got to ask themselves, and like temper their execution from there.
Yeah, because like I'm gonna be mad if I see a Gatorade commercial in my Destiny game. Like I don't, you didn't cut the check with me. That's crazy.
Nah, also a fact, Brian. And what if it's a brand you don't support? You know what I'm saying? What if it's a brand that's not a part of your shit?
Like,
so a lot of things could come into play if it's experimental and it's based on an algorithm or random ads that buy space in certain areas of Twitch. So it's a risky move, I would say. Interesting execution, but a risky move.
Yeah.
Man. Yeah, all right. On to the penultimate story of this week. So Square Enix popped out the shadows to show off a brand new trailer for Final Fantasy 16 entitled Ambition. So it gave us another look at the story of the game and how several kingdoms are set to go to war over a slowly fading light of a magical crystal in their world, with plenty of action between the icons. Got a little hint of some of those boss battles that we might be getting into. And of course, it reaffirmed the starting date of the game, the release date of summer 2023. Thoughts on all the new gameplay and story that we got from this trailer here?
Oh man, this game looks sick, but Final Fantasy 15 screwed me. Like I was really hyped for 15, and I was just like if I would have played Final Fantasy 15 when Final Fantasy 15 was actually ready to play, like when they gave me all the stuff.
Yeah, the definitive joint.
Yeah, like
no, don't mind me. Don't mind me. I'm just wondering.
It looks really good. I'm just afraid of buying it and then finding out that like, we left out some big chunks of story because we're gonna put it in like different stories.
I'm not gonna lie.
Looks good
this time, bro.
No,
I kind of believe this time, bro. I'm not gonna lie, man. I kind of believe. I'm warming up for it, man. The Bay is ready.
Like, if I'm wrong the second time, it's the J. Cole bar. You know what I'm saying? One time, shame on you.
You know what I'm saying? Fool me twice, put the blame on you. It's fair. But no, listen, from this trailer, I'm not gonna lie. Like I'm kind of suckering in. I like the medieval plots. I like the Republic's fighting and shit like that. And it's rated R, so it's like you're gonna see gore. You're gonna see some raw shit. So that's dope on one end. But the gameplay is just. I'm a sucker for that JRPG shit. You know I'm a sucker for that. So you see how smooth it looks, and again, the added level of like the violence and gore on top of that. Like this might be that. It might be that. It might be that time, bro. It might be that time, man. 2023. We're gonna have a really big conversation at the top of the year about how big 2023 is. We need to make a whole prediction show about 2023 because everything is happening in 2023.
No, it is. It's getting crazy.
This right here is I'm not gonna say it yet, but this potentially could be one of my front runners for Game of the Year next year because this looks ridiculous.
Yeah, and God of War isn't on that list because God of War is in this year, so it might not have. I mean, it's gonna be stiff competition.
It is though. It is. I feel like in terms of the big releases, the big titans and stuff like that, this might be the only icon in that lane. You know what I'm saying, so to speak. There could be some sleepers. but I don't know off the top of my head.
But Forspoken is next year, isn't it?
Starfield. Forspoken, Starfield might be a big one. It's the anticipated one. It's the anticipated one. Let's be real. Come on, let's give them some credence. Let's give them some credence. Come on.
Starfield? You mean the people who made Fallout 76? You mean those people?
Oh, wow. Hey, listen, I ain't say it, bro. You said it, not me. You said it, not me.
They made Doom Eternal. They did make actually.
id Software did. They just published it.
They published Doom Eternal, but hey, I don't know, man.
Hey, I'm just saying, bro. The 2023 is a very interesting year. It's a very interesting year, but I think this is going to be a front runner for one of those big pop out games of that year, man. And it's in the summer. It's going to be in the summer.
We love that.
No games come out.
We love that.
Fantastic.
Ghost of Tsushima had everybody in a chokehold because it came out in the summer. Not because that game is bad, but because literally there's no reason for you not to try it because there's nothing else to play.
Timing is key, bro. If your game is cracked, but it comes out at the wrong time, you get crushed. Titanfall 2, prime example. Literally.
Like,
you know
even
if you come out the right time, bro, it's good. Golden.
Even oh my god, what's this game that came out? Mario and Rabbids. Obviously, like not many people are Rabbids fan, but like that game got stunning reviews. Haven't heard about it at all because there's too many games coming out.
Facts. It's too much, bro. You gotta be strategic about those game of the year pushes because depending on where you end up, you could just get, drowned out by the noise. And so I think that Final Fantasy is being marketed in a very, very smart way because they told you we're gonna have like 2 more trailers this year, like 2 more trailers next year, and you're gonna get this release date in this window. You'll know exactly when to see us. Expect us around here. Yeah. And they're executing. They're doing everything right now. They're doing everything correct.
Yeah. And honestly, I'm excited. I cannot. Next year is gonna be insane. I'm gonna have to start saving up some money because there's just not gonna be enough of it.
My wallet is fucked.
It's quite sad.
I gotta work overtime, boy. It's gonna be ridiculous. Oh my gosh, my body will be weak, but my mind will be satisfied. Anyways, let's move on to the last story of this week here. Now, it was kind of a big, hubbub over the past few days and the past week, man. Over the title of course, Bayonetta 3. Now, amongst all the glitz and glamour, the reviews and anticipation of the game coming out, veteran voice actress and the main voice actress for Bayonetta 1 and 2, Helena Taylor, she took to Twitter a few days ago to basically voice her distaste with Platinum Games' payment for her performance in the third game. Kind of went through the whole situation from her perspective of, they only paid her $4,000. There was, again, just different working conditions. She was underpaid. And there was a lot of uproar from that, and again, basically there was just a huge mass inquiry from that point. Hideki Kamiya, Platinum Games, just like got bombarded with stuff, and he just ended up going private, or his account got deleted or some shit like that. Wild stuff. But he made some comments and stuff went back and forth. And then recently there was new reports that suggested that Platinum offered her multiple installments of $4,000 and add-ons equaling up and around $15,000 for her work. And then she countered it, requested 6 figures with residuals and stuff. And then apparently that was declined by the Bayonetta dev team. But then that report that was corroborated by multiple sources, including an account from Taylor herself. So basically she kind of went back on her original statements and said, oh yeah, they did offer me $15,000. I'm saying? Some of those things really did happen. But it's been a whole calamity of a situation, top to bottom, from many accounts. Just how do we feel about all this stuff going on and just the general, voice actor discourse that's been happening?
I always believe the worker before I believe the company. But this is a horrible look. If the thing is, I'm less inclined to believe her because even she is going back on her own story, which is insane. This was like a call to action to everybody, right? Like this was a call to action to all the Bayonetta fans, and here we are trying to defend you, and then they say, yo, you're a fucking liar, and then you say, okay, so not all of my story was straight, and then we're all sitting here like, what the fuck? What? What do you mean?
He was defending you. How would you just fuck up?
We're on your side, and the thing that sucks about this whole thing is that it's not even her that really is gonna be in a fucking in problems or whatever. She got her bread. She'll be straight. It's all the other voice actors who've been asking for this shit and have been like, who could have used this platform, who could have used this to showcase how they're actually underpaid. And you kind of just hijack that movement to try to get yourself a little bit more bread, or to try to like bring your name up. And the thing that's really annoying about the whole thing is that, like, not only did you hijack the shit, you kind of fucked up while doing it. Like, you didn't even do it right. Like, you not only did it, but then you went back on your own word. Shawty, you stand 10 toes down if you calling out motherfuckers like that. Like, you can't tell me not to buy a Bayonetta 3 and then lie.
She tried to explain it, and then 2 days ago she was like, "Yeah, don't buy Bayonetta 3." And then I see people, I literally in like the same like space of tweets, I see another person like, "Yo, make sure y'all buy Bayonetta 3. It's about to be the best review stuff of all time. Let's make sure it gets numbers." But I'm like, "Yo, it's kind of breaking up people's perception here. I don't know if you really disturbed the pond like you thought it was gonna be, man. It's tough."
At this point, like, shit, if you want to buy Bayonetta 3, do you, bro? Like, this. She like I don't, and again, I don't even know, I won't know the full story until I see contracts or I see offers or I see emails. Like, that's the only way I will truly believe the shit. Or I see like people who, like, I've sworn an oath not to fucking lie to you, and this is what, from what I saw, that she's lying. Like, because the thing is that, like, honestly, I cannot tell you this $1 billion corporation isn't trying to get her out the bread. But if she's not even 100% in her story, how can I be on your side? Like, you switched it up on me. If you have a burger that's not well done, and you say, "Yo, can you ask the waiter to talk to the chef?" I'm like, "All right, cool, bring the chef out here." And the chef is like, "No, that's just well done." And you're like, "Well, it looks like medium well to me." I'm gonna be like, "Bro, are you fucking lying to me right now? Like, I just brought these people over here to talk about this shit, and you're telling me that burger is pretty well done?" Like, I don't. That's the issue. And like, it's such a scummy way. Like, I don't want to find out that Shawty is literally just trying to get more bread. But if I find that shit out, I really don't hope. I hope she does not get more work, because we do not need to do this every 3 months. We do not need to do in another 6-7 months where, like, she's doing the voice actor for whoever, and I'm like, "Oh, I really can't wait for this game." They're not paying me money, and I'm like, "Man, I can't take a stand on every single time you not negotiating better, Shawty. Like, I don't know what you want from me."
Facts. I can only stand up so many times, you know what I'm saying, in the frequency of like 6 weeks.
You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying? That's kind of crazy, especially if you weren't solid on your word the first time. And now if you were solid on your word and nothing changed, I'll be up for you every time. But now the words changing, situations moving, you tweaking details every time out. Like, you know what I'm saying? The case is reopening over and over again. What do you want us to do? Like, you gotta figure some stuff out on your end, if that's the case. But I'll say this though. You know, there was some wrongdoings, of course, in this situation. Sure. One I want to touch on, like the new voice actor Jennifer Hale. Again, she's like literally an elite level voice actress, like one of them names that you always bring in and stuff. She was Commander Shepard in the Mass Effect series. The female Shepard in Mass Effect series. She voice acted a whole bunch of different stuff, and you know, people threw hate her way for no reason. I was like, "Yo, that's wrong. That's not crazy." But also thinking about that, like, what's it called? There's a lot of different elements, I guess, to look at the situation, because apparently Jennifer Hale's unionized, but then Helena Taylor isn't unionized, from what people have been saying on the timeline. So not enough representation on that end. You know what I'm saying? And there's a couple different factors that go into it now, because Jennifer Hale, you paying top dollar for her, and she's worked it now. She's already worked the game. So they shelled out the money for Jennifer Hale, which is probably more than what Helena Taylor was getting. So where's the discrepancy? You know what I'm saying? Did you just want more money to want more money? Or what? In my case, I think there's truth in the middle. There's truth in the middle. I feel like Helena Taylor, she did her work, and I feel like she wanted to be compensated more, which I think in general, voice actors should be compensated more for their work, whether you're unionized or not. They're
1000%.
Still massively underpaid by a lot of these companies that make millions and millions off projects. I understand that Bayonetta is not they're not the be all end all. They're not Call of Duty. They're not all this stuff like that. But still, a major project that's backed by Nintendo should have the proper payment and backing financially for voice actors, for them to be well fed off projects like this, especially for years to come. They need to give them the proper money. I understand that the rates work different, hours work different, blah blah blah, but they should still pay them how they should be paid for voicing iconic characters like this. For, again, their usage that's going to be in games forever. You know what I'm saying? Once the game is done, they need to be paid properly. And for me, $15,000, that sounds a little bit crazy. I don't know how the industry works today, but to me, paying that for an entire game, you know what I'm saying? That's a little bit wild in general, just across the board in general in gaming. I feel like voice actors still need to be paid more. They need to be protected more.
Yeah.
That's one. On the other side, I see why, you know what I'm saying, this shit went left, because there's too much stuff changing about what's it called, Helena Taylor's story to be considered something that we can fully back up and support. The premise of us supporting a voice actor because they're underpaid, yeah, that's true. But when you start messing up details, now you start muddying the water for everybody behind you who actually is trying to break in, who's actually getting treated super unfairly by video game, you know, companies or whatever for their work, for the hard stuff that they do, all the sessions they got to go in and travel to, all the work that they got to put in. You just muddy the water for all the conversations after this one because your bag was a little bit messed up because you wanted to request 6 figures and get royalties off your game and residuals and stuff like that, but they just didn't give it to you because it was unreasonable. You know what I'm saying? I like you fucked up. You fucked up.
Yeah.
On one end, the general cause she's fighting for is completely valid, it's completely understandable, and it should be supported more. But the way she applied it in her case, she did not advance it. She probably retracted the cause and the validity of that cause, or the perception of validity in that cause, by a good few meters, because we're all looking at like her being a liar as the prime news case, and not how everybody is treated poorly in the voice acting community by companies that contract them. That's just, both things are true. Both things are true in that statement. She fucked up, but voice actors still need to be supported a lot more. And you know what I'm saying? Camille is still on the run for some of the stupid shit that he said, but that's a whole nother topic in and of itself. But
yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like it's crazy, but both things can be true in this situation.
Yeah, it sucks, but we can't really do much about it at this point. Like we kind of just, you got to make your own call. I don't think anybody's gonna be mad at you if you bought Bayonetta and played Bayonetta, because shit, if you could have been like, I looked at it and I didn't really believe her, and I'd be like, shit, I can see why you did it. And if you're somebody who's like, I'm not playing Bayonetta, I'd be like, I understand why you're not playing Bayonetta. I think this is one of those instances where like two people can have their own beliefs and walk away from the situation with different ideas. And honestly, judging either party kind of doesn't really make sense, because then we go back into this debate of something that we don't really know, because we're not in these rooms, in these conversations. The only person who knows if they're lying is Helena Taylor or the producer, the director of Bayonetta 3. Everybody else is kind of just like accessories, or unless people got control, like unless you got the emails or like the contracts or whatever, like there's only a certain amount of people who know the real truth. We're not one of them, and even if we were to see the real truth, we wouldn't even be able to identify it.
Facts. So it is what it is, man. But I will say, fumbled not your bag, but you fumbled the bag for everybody else. I'll tell you that much. At least a little bit.
She fumbled her bag too at the end of the day, because like
no, she definitely did fumble her bag too. I ain't gonna lie. Yeah, she did fumble her bag.
You're not even gonna get brought back for no cameos or nothing. Like that's tough.
That's crazy.
That's tough.
You about to be voice acting in Pokemon games next.
Yeah, like
lie, son. With the no voice, just text.
You're gonna be one of the Pokemon sounds.
That's it.
You ain't getting no residuals off of that. You're not even gonna be in the credits.
Oh shit. Oh gosh, that's crazy, bro. They paying you in Pokemon Go cosmetics.
Yes, bro. You're gonna get paid in lures. Oh man.
Oh, my chest. That's all the notes we got on the podcast today, man. Oh shoot, that's been episode 43. Anything that we missed?
No, outside of Waka Flocka wanting to play Sonic Fox in a game of Mortal Kombat.
I forgot. And then Lupe was getting in it too.
Lupe got dragged in.
Was getting into it.
Like
he was trying to talk crazy.
Yeah, he was trying to talk crazy. I don't even know who the guy was, but it's some dude I think plays Street Fighter. Yeah.
Chris G.
He plays Street Fighter or something, and like they were going back and forth, and I'm just like, man, this is like weird, because like I know I love fighting games, but like, yo,
nah.
I wouldn't call out Sonic Fox.
Yeah, nah. I'm Waka Wild. I ain't gonna lie, son. Waka Wild for that. I'm like, yeah, listen, I understand you don't say you brick squad, but listen, you gonna get a brick tossed over your head in them games, boy. Don't do it. Don't do it, man.
This has to be a move for him to segue into Twitch streaming. I think that's what this is.
I know.
It has to be.
I know, bro.
It's blatant, but I'll watch it.
Oh yeah, absolutely. If they threw on it, this is the thing though. They'd have to do something actually substantial to like support this. I think they just talking. It is what it is. They just talking. But if they threw on like an actual FGC event, like a little card or something like that, like, oh yeah, Lupe Fiasco versus blah blah blah, you know what I'm saying, exhibition, or this person does this person, like years ago, Lupe Fiasco fought Daigo, you know what I'm saying, like literally, like just little like exhibitional stuff like that. That will bring a huge audience. You get your whole introduction into Twitch streaming. You know what I'm saying. Now the SGC knows you. Everybody wins, but everybody just talking. So like, there's no action behind it. So I don't care.
And they got.
I just thought the blowing hot air was funny. That's just the only kick I got out of that. But y'all not doing nothing with it.
Yeah, like Waka got they're all millionaires, so they could rent out a space. They could do it up. It could be pretty big. I think it'd be sick. It would be hype. You could bring T-Pain to be one of the commentators, and then bring Tasty Steve, like another comment, like a FGC commentator, and then like a musician like who already does Twitch shit. That shit would be hilarious.
Mix it up. Matter of fact,
call us up, Waka. Yeah, we got the ideas.
We do this. We just hosted a tournament the other day. Son.
Yes,
what are you
sir.
talking about? We do this normally, bro. This is normal settings. I want to post on Twitter too, bro.
Yo.
Hold on, you need to consult us, man. I think it's time you get this in action, bro. I think you can really tap into the FGC because they don't want to tap into our opportunities themselves, bro. We can get into this, man.
Let us know. We're available. Call us up.
I'm serious.
1-800 no cooldown. I'm kidding. That's not our phone number.
Yo, imagine they call us like some. I'm about to say some bond office. Like, what you gonna? I'm about to say, what I called a bail bondsman for. Anyways, nah, that was actually a pretty crazy story when it popped off though. But they should do something on from it. You know what I'm saying? You can't just talk it and just block people and stuff. You gotta be about it.
For sure.
Yeah, that was cool. I didn't have any stories off the top of my head. I don't think.
Yeah, no, that was the only thing.
Stories beyond time. Yeah, Rihanna coming back. Rihanna coming back on Friday for a new Black Panther song, and I'm like, yeah, we good. That and SZA got a song coming out too. That's all I got. But I got nothing to do with gaming. That's just you know what I'm saying, my personal enjoyment. Otherwise from that, I think we chilling though. What's it called? Yeah, that's all I got on my show notes. Keep it a buck. Closing notes, Win. Take us home, bruh.
Thank you guys for sticking with us in our crazy schedule. The schedules will probably still remain a little bit crazy for a little while longer. Maybe not for no cooldown, but at least for my own personal stuff and maybe Trips. But we will be back. I promise you. The no cooldown boys will return in Quantumania. Like you will see us soon.
Nah, dead ass though, for real. Likewise, man. My schedule's still gonna be pretty hectic. I'm changing how I do my individual content, so please be on the lookout for that stuff. But streaming wise, I will be live. I will be back on Friday. If you're watching this, I will be back Friday. I will begin Elden Ring. I'm gonna drop a promo tomorrow. I'm gonna drop a little video and just talk about it, man. Elden Ring begins tomorrow, or Elden Ring begins on Friday, and I'm descending into hell to fight the demons that are known as Elden Ring fans. All right, I'm gonna beat this game. I'm gonna do it, and hopefully as fast as possible time. I'm trying to beat it by November 9th, so we gotta get a move on, y'all. I'm just telling you, man, it's time to go. I'm back. Not consistently, but just back far enough to get Elden Ring done by the time that's happening. So check that out. Check out all the individual content. Make sure you guys rate this podcast 5 stars on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Just search No Cooldown. We're sitting at 5 stars. We need more 5 stars. I saw it on my phone the other day when I was scrolling through the app on mobile. Check that. Make sure you rate them 5 stars more. Make sure you share with everybody. Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell your mom to tell a crane to tell a friend. You know what I'm saying? Make sure y'all do all that. Check out the video version at Wotaku channel, WOTAKUCHANNEL on YouTube for all the dope content that we have going on. And of course, all the individual content that Wen and Panda have going on their side as well. You don't want to miss that. Make sure you check out @ThatManTripp on all social channels, man. We're doing content there. We're going to be back in a major way over the next few weeks. Just bear with us, stick with us. And we appreciate y'all so much, man. We love, doing this. So I'm pretty sure I speak for when we love, coming back, chopping it up, talking about games. Hopefully we'll have some more people, in the cut over the next, maybe few weeks or installments of episodes.
Yeah.
Wink. You know what I'm saying? You know, y'all stick out for some surprises, man. Stick around for some surprises, man. But that's all we have on the podcast today. It's been no cool down, and we are out of there. And we're good.
Yeah. Thank you guys for watching the stream. I gotta get back to work because I still got so much bullshit to do. But hopefully by my birthday we'll be able to do some cool shit. So I'll catch you guys next time. We're gonna raid Nick Tana.
Oh, dig up.
Yeah,
oh,
yeah.
Let me turn on my Twitch. Let me turn on my Twitch.
Oh. All right, you guys. I hope you do.
I don't follow him. I'm
That's
a fucking
crazy.
idiot. Bro, it's one of these things again. I fucking hate it here.
All right, you guys. I'll catch you guys next time. Wotaku out.